Niners! Hey, a little bit better than I a little earlier. Not enough, but some. How you doing on this Sunday, fam? Yeah. 2025 repeat bowl. What? There's no series. It's not the NBA. It's not MLB. But if you do it year after year after year, well, we've already lost that series, haven't we? If it's a 2 out of 3 series, we've already lost the series. It's not. It's the best of 7. They've held home court advantage. We're next. I like to look at it that way because it's embarrassing, fam. 49ers are co-favorites with the Chiefs for Super Bowl 59. Also, the San Francisco cornerback dilemma that has turned into a dilemma, fam. We have. See, no matter what we think about the roster, if you really compare the 49er roster with everybody else in the NFL, we don't have anything to really complain about. We don't have holes everywhere. A lot of teams do. 49ers need to throw some people out. And we're probably going to end up giving up some good ball players too. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. I just don't want it to happen. I wish we could keep them all. Anyway, fam, as is customary though, the most recent combatants of the Super Bowl are always favored to return for reasons because it was just what recently happened, and that's the bookmark for where we left off, right? Niners and Chiefs are the targets the rest of the NFL will be coming after with all they've got week after week after week with a heightened energy because, hey, it's the Super Bowl. We can make a name for ourselves. Take them down. So that's going to be every week. And it's going to make things a little more rough. Also, for the first time in a long while, the Niners may have an overabundance of quality talents in the cornerback room. Remember, each and every year, we need to draft a cornerback. We need to see if we can find a cornerback in free agency. We ain't got no cornerbacks. Every year forever we've been doing it. Now, fam, you got cornerbacks now. You got a lot of them too. And I don't know how good Ronaldo is or Luda Jr. That's going to get crazy. Going to the phones though tonight for your belief or non-belief in the Niners' odds of a Super Bowl return as they are favored versus the Chiefs in their three-peat effort. God, the pressure that will be on the 49ers if that should be the setting in February, all the pressure's on the 49ers. The Chiefs ain't got nothing to lose. They've already beat us twice. They've got 3 Super Bowls in the last, years? Oh, the pressure will be incredible on the Niners that night, and that is worrisome. It's like you don't want to even get there because of that. Woo! It's frightening. But we need to get there, and they need to get the job done. Remember, they also are aware of the fact that their roster is really as tough as it is. Also, how's that San Francisco cornerback room going to be sorted out, man? What do you think is going to happen with that? Let's get right into immediately following the Chiefs' miserable overtime win over the Niners in Super Bowl 58. According to FanDuel Sportsbook as of June the 16th, both teams opened up atop the betting board as the favorites to win it all next season, which is what inspired me for tonight's program. 4 months after the debacle of a game between the both teams, they still remain the favorites. But there's recently been a slight change at the top of the odds board with mini camps wrapping up. The Niners' odds moved slightly up from 550 to 600. More pressure. And they're now co-favorites along the Chiefs, as I mentioned, to win the big game. To give some perspective to that bet, a quick look at how a few other teams rate. Okay, 49ers, plus 16, you bet $10 to win 70. That's all you're going to get. Kansas City Chiefs, same thing. Ravens, plus 950, bet 10 to get 105. So you know what you do is you bet $100 on that one, right? Detroit Lions, plus 1,300, bet 10 to win 140. Bengals, which surprises me. Well, maybe not. They got some problems going on in Cincinnati. Plus 1,400. Bet 10 to get 150. Eagles, plus 1,400, bet 10 to win 150. I would have thought they would have rated higher than that, too. Bills, This is where it really is interesting. Plus 1,500. Bet 10 to win 160. Houston Texans. Again, I'm surprised by this. Plus 1,600, bet 10 to win 170. Experience, maybe? That team's good. And somebody's going to get hurt next year in the AFC. Cowboys. Plus 1,600, bet 10 to win $170. Green Bay Packers, plus 1,900, bet 10 to win 200. Jets. Jets fam, plus 2,000, bet 10 to win 210. Why? I thought the Jets were supposed to be somewhat favored in that division. The Dolphins, plus 2,400, bet 10 to win 250. Falcons, 2,400, bet 10 to win. Falcons are coming back from a long road. So I'm not surprised at their position. They can prove everybody. This is all going to change anyway as soon as the season gets started. And the Los Angeles Rams, plus 3,000, bet 10 to win $310. Fam, as you already know, odds makers will set the lines according to the implied probability of either outcome happening. They're not hurting themselves. The sum of the probabilities exceeds 100% as sportsbooks take a small cut on both sides of a line. So they're not hurting anything. Second, sports betting odds dictate how much money a bettor needs to wager to make a certain profit. They've all got it figured out. That's why Vegas is still open. You and I, on the other hand, need to rely upon good football sense before you place a bet. Because they've already set the trap for us, right? Don't buy, you know better to buy into these things. As I say, it's all going to change likely. But my question is due to agree. Do you agree the 49ers should be a favorite, and why? I'm real quick. I'll tell you, here's my problem. How many years in a row have we been in the playoffs and gone 20 games? The 49ers are kind of worn out, maybe. We still got some young guys on the team, but I'm still thinking that's a long season with no rest in between. I never Kansas City Chiefs did it. Damn that. I know I've had that argument with some other people too, but we're asking a lot here. Probably not. The professionals are supposed to be getting themselves ready for this. The draft picks are going to have to come around this year. For the last 2 years, you see people can actually fill it. I like the linebacker that Fred's talking about. I'm trying to think of some other people. We picked up some pretty good guys this year. These guys are going to have to be the energy buddies on this team this year. Now, the veterans, guys that get a job done, have been getting the job done for years, they're going to have to come in and do what they do. But the kids that we just brought in for the last 2 to 3 seasons, they've got to come in and bring it like they want to start and could be starters. Or the 49ers are going to have a heap of trouble on many a week. I haven't come down from my 13-4, but I have thought about it. I thought, man, you got a lot of teams that are hungry and ain't played no playoff games. You look at a team like Detroit and Green Bay. Fam, we just got a preview of what may be the case next year too. I'm not. You know me. I don't be bringing us down. I'm just saying. Reality says, damn, another year of fight tooth and nail each and every week with that sign on your back. Champs, co-champs, division winners each and every year. Beat your butt, Niners. Yeah. So we can tell everybody. Oh man. Since we're all focused though on the Brock Purdy payday next season, just for the sake of conversation tonight, because there's not a lot of things going on just yet. Between Demo Lenoir and Mooney Ward, who would you like to extend? Who would you extend? Now, wait a minute before you. Charles, man, I'll be on tonight. The Niners aren't going to keep both. They're just not going to do it, fam. This is going to be a similar situation, I figure, to pit Dre Greenlaw and Aziz Al-Shar. Now, we knew going into the season, one of them was not going to be with us the following year. Actually, there had been mention made of that before the season even started, right? And sure enough, Dre Greenlaw won that battle. The Niners now seem to have a number of players that are capable of starting at the cornerback right now. You look at Ronaldo, Luda Jr., I understand he's getting a lot of great reports. The two sitting at the top of the food chain, there are Mooney Ward and Demo, who both enjoyed successful 2023 campaigns. Mooney earned All-Pro honors, as you know, while Demo broke out while finally playing a full-time role. And both players will be instrumental in the 49ers defense in 2024 because they got all the polish and moxie you need to be a part of the 49ers defense anyway. Other people got to come in and learn. These guys already know. But could there be some changes coming into the next offseason? Look at the contract situations, and that's always what the 49ers are going to look at anyway. Ward and Lenoir are both scheduled to be free agents in 2025. In fact, each of the 49ers' top 5 projected quarterbacks currently have 1 year remaining on their deals anyway. So we're in a heap of trouble anyway next year. It doesn't matter what happens here. We got all kind of guys that are going to be looking for more money, and they can't get it here, so they're going to go elsewhere. That's just the way it works. Could this be the final year, though, that the duo of Mooney and Demo is paired up in the red and gold armor? The 49ers are going to go cheap, fam. They're going to go whatever they can save money. They're going to do it. Mooney came to the Niners on a 3-year, $40.5 million deal back in 2022 from the Chiefs. That year, the Niners were getting a young, ascending cornerback one level player at pretty much what was assumed to be a reasonable price at that time. But Mrs. Ward's baby boy will be 28 going into the 2024 season. Mooney has been solid the entire time. He has been solid with strong play throughout his tenure with the San Francisco 49ers, which involved Pro Bowl and second-team All-Pro selections in 2023. Currently, Mooney has a cap hit of $18.4 million, though, for the 2024 season, as it always does. It accelerates as they go along, right? It also has a $12.298 million cap void cap charged for 2025 when he's scheduled to be a free agent. Doesn't make sense, does it? Here's the reasoning. The Niners added 3 void years to Ward's contract, and the 49ers, they are masters at manipulating and getting out of cap just to make it through the season. Because we were supposed to win a Super Bowl two years ago. So by now, we could let these people go anyway. Can't do it. They added 3 void years to Ward's contract, initially putting 2 on the 3-year deal, while adding an additional year when they restructured his contract last offseason. This is why these guys never object to being restructured. Rarely do you hear anybody say, no, man, I ain't taking no restructuring, man. Unless you're like Eric Armstead and say, we struck you down to nothing. That has led to a significant void cap charge in 2025 that will count against the 49ers salary cap table, even though Ward is slated to be a free agent after this season. Echoes and shades of D. Ford. A couple of weeks ago, Ward said, quote, though, Mooney, by the way, he does love being a 49er. You've probably already heard him talk about that, right? He said on the Kay Adams show that he'd like to remain with the 49ers, but noted that he's looking to get another big money contract as well. That's all football players can do when you think about it. They got to go for the big money because it's not, NFL stands for not for long. A couple of weeks ago, the Ward said, quote, yeah, I'd like to stick around. I feel like it's a good team. They love me here. I love it here. I love all the coaches, love my teammates, but I just let my agent handle it. That's the business side of things. I'll just do my job, go out there and ball and put the pressure on them. Hopefully they give me a bag. Mooney, they ain't giving you no bag, man. He goes on to say, if they don't, I know it won't be like any bad blood between me and them. It's just like it's a business decision. But I'm pretty sure they'd like to have me, and I'd like to stay here for sure, unquote. Fam, you know how the 49ers are, but if they extended Mooney's, extending Ward, the Niners would be signing a player entering age 29 in the 2025 season and likely keeping him through his prime. Where's the prime start? 30, I guess? That's going to come at a cost, right? But given the dead cap charge currently standing for their season, the Niners may more be inclined to strike a deal up. Potentially even, you and I both know the 49ers don't believe in preemptive strikes. They don't believe in getting out in front of the competition. They don't believe in saving money. No, they'd rather see everybody else get paid first. Niners, what are you waiting for? We have no idea. Yeah, I really wonder sometimes, do they know what they're doing? Because this doesn't look like the result of something that they knew was going to happen. They always, John shucks it off like, we just want to make sure our guys are the highest paid players in the game. No, John, stop it, man. Will they find another way to handle this matter is the thing. Demo Lenoir, my ninja. Charles, I don't care what you say, man. I love me some Demo. I do. 2021 fifth-round pick. His story is textbook. Demo, he came into the league, developed over the past 2 seasons. He came in looking a little shaky, in fact. The 49ers kept working with him, and now look at him. The NFL paid him some money last year for his contributions to entertainment. A reliable, versatile cornerback for the Niners. Versatility may be a sticking point in negotiations, too. It's unclear whether the Niners will be willing to pay Debo outside corner cash, or he's been playing the slot, which pays less money. What are they going to do? They're going to try to do him. You know they are. This is just normal. This is reminiscent of Jimmy Ward. Jimmy said, I'm a safety coach. Yeah, but Jimmy wanted to put you in the slot. Coach, I don't think you heard me. I'm a safety. You can be on the bench. And Jimmy's now playing for the Texans. But Debo's been there a pretty good proportion of the reps. I tell you, man, Debo has looked good at both positions, which could make the situation very interesting, as I say. Mrs. Lenoir's bouncing baby boy just came in this world 25 years ago, meaning the 49ers would get the chance to lock up a young cornerback throughout his prime if they extend Lenoir. Sounds like the one, don't it? Like Moody, Niners could get a better price, so should they do so before the season starts? They won't do it. They won't do it because another strong campaign, Debo comes out and breaks out all the way out next year, right? That could push that price tag right up over and out of the ballpark. See, this is why the case for extending Lenoir, he's versatile, fits the Niners system to a T, and he's young. Question is, can San Francisco extend both players? Fam, the Niners been picking up cornerbacks right and left. They cannot, and they're not going to. Ronaldo Green and Darrell Luter Jr. look like they look like they're ready to take somebody's job from what I'm hearing. But as advertised, with plenty of time left on their contracts, and one of the other younger DBs on the team, if they do excel, it may not take any more than camp. If Bernardo and Luter Jr. go out there and start raising hell from the gate, who's going to get cut? I can't imagine them cutting Demo and Ward. They can't do it anyway with Ward. They had to pay him too much money. But both players have been crucial to the formula of success for the Niners. So, fam, what are you expecting of this? Who are we keeping? Are you going to rest on the fact that maybe we can raise some of the youngsters to come on in and kick booty? What are we going to do? Ooh, it's going to be expensive, man. We're going to go in the poorhouse soon, fam. 2 years from now, we'll be saying things like, man, remember back in 2024, 2023, we should have won that Super Bowl. Now look at us. We're starting all over from scratch. Ronbo, stop it. Let's go out to Tennessee and check out the Dragon family. Papa!
What's up, Ronbo?
Papa, man, my head's spinning. Head is spinning like a top, man. I'm speculating too much. I'm making myself crazy. My imagination's running wild. I can't even be alone with my own thoughts. That's why I came in here to share them with you tonight, Pop. Help me out, Pop. You're always like medication when I'm starting to lose it. I need to know if we can get back to Super Bowl with a tired, somewhat worn out, but maybe highly motivated team to the Super Bowl and win it against a team that has no pressure on them because you know the Chiefs are going to make it back next year. Maybe you don't know that, though. Pop! And which cornerback are you going to keep, and what are you going to do with that room? Okay, I'm done.
Hey, I think you got it partially correct. You said cornerback, keyword back. The one back that's going to get paid for sure next year is Brock Purdy.
Well,
Everybody else is expendable, Ronbo. Sorry.
I know.
They just listen to his resume. First 49er quarterback to get to the Pro Bowl in over 20 years.
Look at that yardage. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Probably the most with the highest winning percentage in the history of the league for a quarterback starting out his career.
Accolades.
He was an MVP race last year.
Oh.
I mean, you just can't deny the stuff that the dude's done. Now, is he all that? I don't know. To me, he's got to do it for 2 or 3 more years. It's not going to, okay, yeah, he's elite. And he's going to have to be elite because when you pay a quarterback that much money, you can't keep luxury players, right? And the fact that players get, players' skills don't increase as they get older, especially, in that second contract.
Yes.
That's about it. So as far as Mooney goes, you're talking about paying Mooney a third contract,
Oh, and
right?
he's
To
talking
that,
about a
I'm going
bag.
to say
Why you call it a
I'm going to say
bag?
no.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to say no to Mooney. Sorry, Mooney.
yeah.
I might give one to Demo. Might give him one if he comes at the price that we want,
Yeah.
which probably means no, because for some reason the
So,
49ers don't like to pay people ahead of time. They like to wait till the last minute. They like to market the settle, Ronbo.
yeah,
They
yeah.
like to,
Wait, he's not getting paid enough money. Let's see what the next guy gets paid. Oh, yeah. Good, John. You're doing well.
right. So it's not an issue of who do you keep. The person you're trying to keep right now is Purdy. The reality is, can they continue to do what they've done all these years? They brought back a lot of. We're the oldest player. I think we're the oldest team in the league.
Have we finally made that plateau? Oh, no.
Yeah, we're pretty much like the oldest team in the league. So when we get there, and I believe the 49ers will make the playoffs. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that their level of play on the defensive side of the ball that they had last year, I don't think that that's going to be enough to get them to the playoffs this year. So the defense has to improve.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, 49ers have lost 2 Super Bowls. They've lost one with the number 1 defense. Okay. And they lost both Super Bowls when they were leading like 10 points or more.
Just pop. He's
in the fourth quarter.
Killing me with the truth. Oh, my God.
Well, but these are the realities. When you're losing Super Bowls like that, and you have the most talented team in football, you have no choice but to look at coaching. So what have they done coaching wise? What have they done coaching wise to improve?
We've lost some
Well,
coaches.
the same offensive coordinators here, right?
Yeah.
Not only the same offensive coordinator here, but we now have a new defense coordinator who's never been a DC before. So we got a rookie DC.
Oh.
And in my opinion, right now, I think that Brock Purdy's in a position where he needs to play above the system. He needs to play beyond the coaching staff. He's got to play despite Kyle Shanahan. He's got to make those plays despite him this year. If he can do that, like all great quarterbacks can, all the great quarterbacks do. What make these people great is not that they're assistant quarterbacks. What makes them great is that they play beyond the system. They play despite their coach. So yeah, you're talking like your Brett Favre. You're talking like your Steve Youngs. Steve Young is very good at playing above the system, playing despite the coach. And I believe that if he can do that, then the 49ers have a chance. But that means that he's going to be displaying to us, the fandom, more than he's already displayed. Right? So all of a sudden,
asking a lot.
All of a sudden, people are saying things like, wow, look at the zip on that ball, or wow, look at that pass. Oh, see how he got that between those 2 defenders? How did he get it in there? That's going to be the kind of player that Brock Purdy is going to have to become, because the offense is going to break down. They did not improve the offensive line, as far as we know. Maybe the depth, maybe. As far as you know, right now, it hasn't been improved.
Continuity helps.
Again, that's why I'm really
playing together.
We'll see. Yeah. We will see, but they will make the playoffs. I 100% believe they'll make the playoffs. And when the playoffs happen, Ronbo, anything is possible.
Yes.
Anything can happen in the playoffs. It's a whole new season.
Exactly. Look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs look like ass a percentage of the season last year, but lo and behold, they got to the playoffs and they beat some tough teams, and then they got to us and they found that miracle formula to get to and win it. It's just what champions do.
Yeah, how the Chiefs won last year is how the 49ers are going to have to win this year.
Well, they did.
It's that simple.
We still got a good team. I mean, personnel-wise, the Chiefs didn't. We don't. We have to go that route. I don't.
Well, the Chiefs' defense was better than the 49ers' defense last year.
Yeah. I must admit, the Chiefs is why they won.
Defense helped carry that team.
I know.
Yeah, defense helped carry that team to the championship. Yeah, and they're like one of the youngest defenses in the league. So there's no doubt in my mind that, people can, that's what Vegas does. These two teams are favored to be there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the playoffs still have to get here. If you don't think the Ravens are sitting there pissed off right now,
Oh,
you're wrong.
just
If you
hearing the
don't think the
talk.
Detroit Lions are right, if you don't think the Detroit Lions want to take a bite out to get some red and gold kneecaps,
I know they
you're
can't wait
wrong,
to get back at us
right?
in Green Bay. Oh my God.
Yeah, in Green Bay too. So the intensity has to be there. But more than anything else, the 49ers have cut against the grain as far as what they do. And if they do what they do, Ronbo, if they do what they do, if they run the ball, especially if they can run the ball to the right this year, they will be a very, very difficult team to stop because NFL teams right now don't like playing against the run. There's only a couple of them that can play against the run, the Ravens being one of them, Cleveland being another one, Pittsburgh being another one. I don't see a team in the NFC that's like, oh, we just destroyed the run. Maybe the Lions, but not really. So I think ultimately we,
Got
as
the best running back in
fans,
the room.
simply have
Yeah.
to be patient. We got to be patient. We got to be diligent. We're going to be in for the ride of our lives. There's going to be some ups. There's going to be some downs and things like that. And honestly, I trust Brock Purdy more than I trust Kyle Shanahan. So Brock Purdy is going to have to play some Friday Night Light type of football, despite the coach, I believe, this year to get them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think that this year he at least earned the clout from the players around him.
Have you noticed that? They
That
said
he-
nothing but good things about Brock's leadership this already.
No, he's earned it. He's earned it. I believe that Kyle's salvation is to stop being Kyle Shanahan and to become Coach Shanahan and empower his players to be
Right.
great.
Back
If
off,
he can do that,
back off, Kyle. Back off.
if he gets the hell out of the way, if he can get out of the way and let his players play,
It's a
then
message.
they have a chance.
It's a well-received message. I love it. I love it. I love it. See, because I love the way you show and others, you do bring that side that we have to pay attention to. Pop, thank you. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna see you midweek, and let's see if they pay either one of these guys that I'm talking about as far as going back room before it's too late. I don't think so, though.
No, absolutely, man. Just the biggest shout out to Jalen and the Big Show. I know you guys have been waiting for that championship for a minute. We'll get it for sure. And a big shout out to the three Tonys, my man Jalen. Fish Sandwich Crew and TNT. We out, man.
All right, Pop. Appreciate you, fam. My best to Bam Boom, Mrs. Dragon. I'll see you soon. Always appreciate you, fam.
All right, man.
Yeah. There he goes, Papa D. Let me, oh, here he is. Well, let me get my flag ready. It's a big show. Ooh, it's a big show on tonight. So I'm just kidding, man. I ain't gonna throw the flag on you, man. Go ahead. So get in here, man.
Ronbo, how are you?
I'm doing all right. As I said, you can't be a 49er fan without always anticipating and thinking everything you can think of wrong because, in fact, this applies to life in general. You never think about the good things. You always resonate hard on all the miseries. That's the only thing that concerns you. That's what comes worry and discomfort, right? The 49ers have some discomforting things, and losing another Super Bowl is a haunting thought. You've got now a situation where the 49ers may be on their way back to the Super Bowl, but as Papa Dragon just pointed out, maybe not. And then you got this quarterback room. But what are you thinking?
Well, I'm along the lines of what Papa Dragon is thinking. Shout out to him, by the way.
Shout out to you, Big Show.
Thank you, Papa. Shout out to you too. I'm gonna elaborate more on what he had to say because we're not taking into consideration this is a battered team with low spirits right now who, especially the guys that have been here the longest and have lost 2 Super Bowls with this team.
That's rough.
Let me ask, and the morale is kind of low right now. And I don't know if it's going to be the same as it was last year, given there's a lot of free agents that are going to be leaving next year, as you pointed out earlier in your monologue. There's going to be.
So, just one question though before you. What makes you think the spirit is low though? I'm wondering about that.
It is.
You think so?
You lost to the Kansas City Chiefs for the second time in what 3 years of being in the Super Bowl again,
since 2019 twice.
and it's got to be tiresome.
Lost
You know,
regular
Ronbo.
season.
I have a question. For you. What happens when you overextend your stay with family members?
What happens if you
who may
overextend your
not
stay with family members? Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns
And that's
a
the
fight.
situation. That's. I'm not saying it's going to turn into a fight, but that's kind of the situation with us. Like, some of these players have been here forever, Ronbo, and I think, it's kind of worn out on them. Like their stay is like worn out. Sometimes you feel like you've overextended your stay, and sometimes you feel like, you've been here for a long time. You want to explore other options and other teams and what they have to offer, and I think that's kind of our situation here too, with some of the players like George Kittle, who, by the way, is a free agent next year. Kyle Juszczyk is a free agent next year. Trent Williams is a free agent next year. As you mentioned earlier, Lenoir is a free agent next year. So is Tavares Ward a free agent next year. There's a whole list of guys that are potentially going to be gone, and this team is going to look totally different. And it's hard to get back to the Super Bowl.
We've proven that.
And there's other up and coming teams you also have to worry about, like the Falcons. Tony from Atlanta, by the way, shout out. There's other up and coming teams like the Detroit Lions, who just shared the same record with us, 12-5. The Green Bay Packers are up and coming and young, and the Kansas City Chiefs are still relatively young too.
Because they dumped all their players already and started all over. And the amazing thing about the Chiefs is they dumped all those talents, and still somehow teams say, all you need is a quarterback, and you can get anything done. And now the Chiefs have actually proven that. They didn't have they had a defense. That was it. Offense was average.
And yes, the players are singing high praises of
Detroit versus everybody.
Yes, Brock Purdy. The players are singing praises about Brock Purdy, but they also sang praises about Jimmy Garoppolo, and
after one
that we saw how that ended, and we also have to keep in mind that Brock Purdy was a sensational story last year, and the magic eventually wears off, Ronbo. And like Papa Dragon's alluded to, we have. I'm sorry.
Tom Brady's magic never really wore off.
Tom Brady is
Peyton Manning,
an anomaly. Oh, those guys are Hall of Famers. Those guys are Hall of Famers, Ronbo. Come on now.
We don't know if Brock's not a Hall of Famer. He's just getting started. He's starting off good. Okay, go ahead. I understand what you're saying, though.
But like Papa Dragons has said, we had not improved our offensive line at all. And who's to say that magic is going to continue this year? Like, we also got to keep that in mind. And we also got to keep in mind with injuries. Yes, it's a contact sport. We're the most cursed team in the NFL, I believe, when it comes to injuries. I don't know why.
And we just got
Trent Williams always sends
our health and fitness coordinator. He left. I don't know what's going to happen now or who they're going to hire.
Trent Williams always tends to miss a lot of games. So does George Kittle. They kind of take vacations a little bit during the middle of the season, along with Deebo Samuel. And we still have a disgruntled wide receiver in Brandon Ayuk, who has yet to be signed, or not signed at all. And those are all factors you have to take into consideration of how difficult it's going to be this year to even make the playoffs and the Super Bowl. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It really isn't.
Well, one thing, so you have to, let's not overestimate every other team in the league, though. I mean, granted, there's going to be some good clubs out there, but I don't know if we're laying in such a position where everybody can.
And we can't underestimate them either.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
We can't underestimate them either.
That's true. Okay.
We can't underestimate the Jets week one either. You know what I mean? Like, Aaron Rodgers is healthy, and Breece Hall is healthy, and
I'm depending on Aaron Rodgers.
They improved their offensive line.
Why we could win that game? Aaron Rodgers is getting more spacey every year. I wonder where his mind's going to be.
But he's still a damn good quarterback.
Well, of course he is. But he's making, I don't know, Aaron is, I think he really should have a look at his health mentally. Something's going on with him. It's strange. But go ahead.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I mean, he's just another character that in this world of...
It's expanding from where it used to be. Aaron's always been a little bizarre. But now
Aaron Rodgers,
weird.
Aaron Rodgers is mild compared to this world what we live in now. Not even mild. It's not even.
If you're going to put it on that scale, okay, but yeah, you're right.
Like that's something. That's something you can actually tolerate. So
And a
I wouldn't
sliding
go as far
scale.
as say
Yeah, you're right. Aaron's probably normal.
on the seismic, on the scale wise, exactly. That's something you can definitely tolerate. So. But anyways, that's kind of like what I wanted to say tonight. It's not going to be cakewalk this year. Like this team is it's about to end after this year. It really is the way that we're used to the players that we're used to seeing, especially if we pay a quarterback 55 and north of $60 million, we're not going to be able to keep the team together.
North of 60 mil.
So
I don't think that's something.
That's what the market is. You still have to keep in mind that Dak Prescott's looking for a new deal. Tua's looking for a new deal. C.J. Stroud is going to be paid. Jordan Love's going to be paid.
Dak may be available next year because Jerry's not paying him no $60 million. But yeah, we'll find out.
The Cowboys
really drafted a quarterback this year. He didn't.
The Cowboys are a Walmart. They're the Walmart franchise of the league. Well, not necessarily Walmart franchise. They're pretty wealthy, but as far as cap space goes, yes, they're the Walmart franchise of the league. But yeah, that's kind of like my sense tonight. My two cents tonight. What I wanted to say.
And I speak. I know we all feel better after that delivery. That we're really.
I'm not about to go. I'm not about to go to the Super Bowl again and lose to Patrick Mahomes. I am sorry.
I agree with you.
We might as well not be there.
Yeah. No, if it looks like the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, I have to some degree. I'll go along with that. I don't want to go. I really don't.
They improved their wide receiving core dramatically after what they had to go through last year.
Maybe. We'll see. They got faster.
They did. They signed Marquise Brown, who's still young. They drafted Xavier Worthy, and they still have Kadarius Toney. They still have Rashee Rice.
I'm depending on Kadarius Toney. Cherie's going to jail. So you know what? They got faster. You should wait before you say that they've gotten better.
Oh no, I'm not. Patrick Mahomes is living and breathing in this league.
I can't talk you out of it.
We're doomed. No,
hey, let me see.
I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
Yeah.
There's enough evidence out there.
Yeah.
They're the next dynasty. We can't ignore that.
Oh,
unfortunately. So, all right. Shout out to everyone. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. I'm a hard pill to swallow, but I'm going to come back down to reality because they live in the crowd on this show sometimes, including you.
Yeah.
But shout out to everyone, and y'all take care and have a great night. All right. Have a good week. See you Wednesday. All right.
Applause for this big show. The Grim Reaper has spoken. Night show. I'll see you later on the week. God, sickle on his head, the hood. Whack. 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 God. Any hopes she may have had have been just slashed to bits. Aaron, get in there, Aaron. God, show. He's like, our whole camp looks like a bomb just hit it. Bodies strewn everywhere, buildings laying in the dirt. Aaron, are you expecting?
What is up, Ronbo?
Aaron, I'm trying to get over Super Bowl and Papa Dragon back to back. Production did that on purpose. But listen, Aaron, we're already picked to return to the Super Bowl next year, as is the custom every year. Anyway, after the Super Bowl, teams leave the Super Bowl. They're usually favored. Ranking is one. Power rankings usually go 1-2. Chiefs are number one, of course. 49ers number 2. And then everybody else follows behind. It was in the playoffs. They pretty much put the playoff rankings up there, right? So, we're picked again. Vegas has us out there telling people 49ers plus 550, baby. Aaron, 600, I say, yeah. What are your thoughts on this, Aaron? Are you going back to Super Bowl? Are we going back to Super Bowl? And if we do, and we see those guys from Kansas City, is it going to be okay? Are we going to be all right? And also, your cornerback situation is starting to build up into what could be the next drama, as we always keep several in San Francisco. What are you thinking?
Rambo. To be honest, Rambo, I'm just tired of losing Super Bowls.
I know. We all are. Aaron, just for a second, can you imagine? We're sitting there, week 17, we get to the playoffs, we win that game, but not really well. And the Chiefs also advance to the Super Bowl. What are you going to do, Aaron? Are you going to watch that game? I've thought that far ahead. The Chiefs, the Chiefs, the Chiefs are waiting for us. I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to be nervous wrecks. But go ahead. Let me stop breaking out like that. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, like you just said, if you say on week 17,
We're the best. We're the best things since sliced bread as far as the NFL is concerned. 49ers just smoking. We're looking good.
I mean, you know what? If we go
15
play the Chiefs in against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again this year, I don't know if I can take that again, Ronbo, because they always have our number.
I know it. It is something you have to seriously contemplate. We'd have to be a nervous wreck. The 49ers have advanced to the Super Bowl. They got to wait a week to get in their own heads, psych themselves out, go in there and watch Mahomes beat them with a belt for 4 quarters. Whoa. Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think last year when we were the number 1 seed, we were kind of like I wouldn't say like banged up, but we were kind of like exhausted because of the travel we did over the regular season. So
I forgot about that. Wait, is it better this season? It's better this season, right? Did we talk? We talked about this. Is it worse or better? It's better this season, right?
well, I know this season.
Go ahead.
Well, I know this season we're gonna have to travel, back to back on the road to Green Bay and to Buffalo because we play Green Bay, on the week of Thanksgiving, and we'll play Buffalo on the next Sunday.
Oh, that's right. It is exactly as bad, at least as last year. I just realized. And we play 5 and 2, including 2 Thursday night. 2 Thursday night games take a toll every time we play them. 2 of them. We get 2 this year. What am I thinking? Yes, the schedule is awful this year. It is awful.
Yeah, it's really brutal. So, I mean, who knows? Anything can happen in the NFL during the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah. Aaron, have you thought about what you'd do if we got to the Super Bowl and lost again? I don't know what I would do. I'd probably go into Aaron Rodgers mode and try to find a dark cave somewhere and sit there for a month until I could face the world again. Everybody that hates the 49ers would be on my ass that I know. But wow. It just would be rough.
Yeah, we should have had we should have at least 7 Super Bowls.
8, actually. We should have won that
8,
year
yeah.
That Harbaugh was there, and then we gave the Chiefs. The Chiefs they spotted us 10 points each time, and we gave the game to them. So there's no excuse. We didn't get outplayed. We made sure that the other team, we handed them the game.
Yeah, because I think I remember when we lost in the Super Bowl to Kansas City, and this past Super Bowl, man, I went into my room and my room was pitch dark, like Aaron Rodgers when into that dark retreat,
Yeah.
man. And I didn't come out until like maybe 5 days.
That's all I
Yeah.
can think about. And you always think about if they just would have done this, if they just would have done that. Why did they lose that? You keep asking why. It's not like they got beat up by the Chiefs, but they made sure to set the table so that it was impossible for the Chiefs to lose. They did it. They made sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
My
Wow.
God, Niners.
But
They
yeah.
just God. So yeah, we're gonna be scared to death, and it ain't about confidence. It's just that we've been there, done that 2 times with the Chiefs. The Chiefs will be licking their chops. If they, listen, everybody can't see me rooting for the 49ers in NFC CG. Come on, Niners! Come on, Niners! Because they know damn well if they get to the Super Bowl with the Niners, it's party time. Let's say we can hold a parade right now before the game even starts. Hold one after as well. Yeah, sons of bitches. You know what? We need to stop thinking like this. It's since no, it's not gonna happen. It's not. Don't worry about it, Aaron. But tell you what, I'm gonna see you midweek, and we're gonna think the show's not gonna be allowed on the show, and Big Pop either. We're gonna have a party midweek. Later for the truth. I don't need the truth. Why? Because I can't handle the truth.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. I'll see you later on the week.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
Oh, you too. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate you.
Nah problem.
Fam, I don't even know why I asked this question tonight. I was just sitting around contemplating things that'd be fun to talk about. It's not fun, is it? Are we going to the Super Bowl? And if we do, what's going to happen? Eric, from
Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy?
talk to a Chiefs fan. I mean, Chiefs fan, but the Chiefs fans have a call. Good thing too. Let me talk to a Hawks fan. Eric, all right, talk to me, man. You know, entertaining fears about the Super Bowl. This is where, and I'm not going to speak for the entire Niner Empire, but this is where a number of us have settled. We got moved the furniture in, got things on the wall and everything. We're sitting back in the house of denial, shame, lack of confidence. I'm going to come out of it at some point. Woo! By the way, now, is there any conversation around Hawksville about entering the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know, maybe, but I think we should be pretty good this year, but I just don't know how good. But of course, you guys are so much better than we are, so.
You know, you need to see your team. Let's see what they look like first. About week 3 or 4, you know, we can start making that kind of call. It's like me and a couple other guys. We don't trust your team as far as beating them anymore. We just, after being owned by the Hawks for over near a decade, it's hard to just believe you guys are going to just go away and stay out of the 49ers' way for a minute while you're on your mending. How's that going, by the way? How's the rebuilding coming along? Are you excited about some of the things that you're seeing in camp or hearing about?
It's not really who's much, but I think it's going to be okay.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, you can expect you can accept anything that goes wrong in a team that's putting the pieces together, heading back to glory. But you guys got a nice tradition now, and I don't think your owner's going to stand by and watch the new coach bring that team down too many levels. There's not a lot of coaches out there. Eric, if you had, now, are you satisfied with the coach you've got in Seattle right now?
Yeah, I feel like he's a good coach.
All right. You, offensive coach. Yeah, who's your offense? He's a defensive-minded coach. Who's your OC?
That would be a guy named Ryan Grubb that was at Washington last year. So,
the Washington Commanders?
I don't know. University.
University of Texas. I was thinking, he's talking about the university. He's Corey Schrader's coach, isn't he?
No, that was Missouri.
Oh, that's right. Corey's not from that. I keep getting him mixed up with. There's a couple of players up in Washington State that are really good. They don't have not running backs, offensive line. Okay, what makes you like him as an offensive coordinator? What did he do in Washington?
He did a lot of good things in Washington. I mean, he got them to the final game. Just couldn't quite
seal the deal. Yeah, it's not. There's no shame in that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good teams.
And I tell you, it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, what kind of record you expecting from the Hawks this year?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just excited about football.
As you are, you can't call your team out before the game starts either.
Yep. So according to Big Show, if the season's going to end this year.
Wait, according to Big Show, what? Quote him again. What did he say?
The season's, I mean, like, it's going to be done this year. I thought I heard him say something about it was going to be done or something. But you guys are too good for that.
What? You're saying show something about us being done this year? You mean, is that what you said? Because
yeah.
Show basically declared us dead in the water. Yeah, that's true. He puts too much edge on it, though, because Show said that before we even see the 49ers play. He does that a lot. Show, you do that a lot. Show declares players to be special before we even see them do anything. He's already told me Ricky Pearsall can easily replace, well, he didn't say, I don't know if he used the word easily, but he can replace a Pro Bowler and wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. And we've not seen Pearsall play even in practice in pads yet. And Show's already saying that we could do without Brandon Ayuk. I emphatically disagree with that. Huh?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know about that either. I don't not know about that. That'll be a difficult task because Wayne, he's good.
Damn good. Now,
yeah,
if in fact the 49ers ran through him, like a lot of teams have a wide receiver they go through all the time, right? I wonder if Brandon Ayuk was the go-to guy all the time. And we got a lot of guys that you got to go to anyway in order to keep defenses on their toes and back on their heels at the same time. But you don't, Kyle Shanahan's diverse offense is going to use every weapon he can. Wherever he sees a weakness, that's where Kyle Shanahan's going to go. After reading the book on how he handles this, Kyle Shanahan is closely looking at everything the defense done because he's pretty much well-versed in defense as well, which made him pretty much a savant as far as offense goes. He just makes bad judgments sometimes, which is really something that bothers most 49er fans because if we can see it, most opposing teams probably can see it as well. But Kyle Shanahan looks for a weakness, a chink in the armor, or should I say the chain, weakness in the armor to attack. And that's what he does. If you can't defend a run, he's going to run you to death. If you can't stop the pass, he'll bombs away on you all day long. That's what he does. And he's clever at finding out where you're weak at. But you've got to have the tools to do it. And I'm not sure if Ricky Pearsall taking Brandon Ayuk's position out is a good thing. It's like I don't think that running backs we picked up are going to take out CMC. It's just the way it is. You got to have polished pros in this game. Grown-ass men that have been in the league for a while, not kids coming out of school, they come in and just dominate. It happens, but not very often.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, I think that you guys are going to beat the Jets pretty easily.
I wish. Fish.
Yeah, I've got more faith in you guys versus the Jets. Yeah.
Odds makers don't feel good about the Jets, but I think they're going by last year. Because the Jets are way down on the list of teams you should be putting your money on as far as betting goes. And I said, what?
Yeah.
If Rodgers is ready to play, the Jets are going to be really fierce. That defense is already established. They are good. Ask the Eagles about that. Eagles still don't know what hit them that night. Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, good to hear from you, Eric. I'll tell you, I'll be back probably Wednesday. Looking for you.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for getting in here, Eric. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later, bud.
Looking forward. Let's go check out 49 Brian and put some smile on this program. Show. Papa Dragon.
Hey, yeah, is the crybaby hour over now? Can I bring some positivity into
Bring
here?
some light in here, man. I'm sitting in the dark. I can't find my way around the room. It's terrible in here. But
Ronbo,
yes.
Ronbo, how can you have two crybabies in a row like that? I'm surprised you didn't use your flag as a tissue.
Production did that. They're laughing about it because they knew that Show and Papa Dragon would. Papa Dragon brings you analytical truth. Normally, he does. He outlines it. He tells you what it's based on. Show just comes in and tell you, we're dead meat. And I don't know why you guys think otherwise. We don't have this. We don't have that. This is going to happen. This is
More
like
analytic or whatever. Good grief.
Show? God.
I know they're family and I love them both, but God, they're just crying all the time. It's either hate on Kyle or we can't afford anybody. Am I wrong?
Hey, but let me ask you this, Brian. Next year, at this time, if something goes south in the Super Bowl and we are there, what are they going to say about Papa Dragon, Big Show, and others that don't believe?
Well, I guess I'm going to have to, I don't know, say that they're in some way right, but they're not all the way right because the 49ers always find a way to improve like a year or two later. Am I wrong? I mean, They make it sound like they always sound like we're going to be
Go
like
into a tailspin and not come out. I know.
Yeah, like the Cowboys or the Rams, you know?
Yeah, all right.
So I don't think that's ever...
Too, I'm glad you brought that up. The 49ers have been planning all along. That's why they've drafted the way they've drafted, picked up the people they picked up, managed salaries as they have. We have an intelligent organization. I just want to, hey, Pop, I want you and Show to think about that. All right, go ahead, Brian.
Well, hey, I've been here before, and so have you. Pop has been there too, but like Jalen and Big Show, what are they, like in their 20s, 23, something like that?
It shows a little older than that, but Jalen's definitely a child. Well, not a child.
Oh,
He's a very young man. Jalen's 23, I think.
And you can tell. I mean, come on, guys. You got to have a little faith in our team every year. I mean, we're there every year. And the way the NFC is right now, it's terrible. Name one team that's going to be competitive in the NFC. Maybe Detroit, maybe right. Green Bay.
See, that's where I rest my hat as well.
That's it.
There's not a lot of teams out there that are better. If there's any.
None. Yeah. And I forgot to say what right, Ronbo. Fuck those Rams. I'm so tired of those guys. Yeah. And you got all your fake ones in the chat tonight. They're all just seething, and I got them all stirred up, and they're just so angry with me, and I love it.
And one spelled the name wrong. We use a U, RAMULLA. They're not. That's hilarious. I can't believe. What I don't understand is why does YouTube allow multiple usernames of the same? I don't get it. But anyway.
Well, because, I think the real Ramilia doesn't put up with it because he knows those guys are toxic and he don't let them in his. And besides, it's the same old, these guys are always saying the same stuff. It's 75% hate on the 49ers. And when they talk about their team, it's 25% of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
They don't have nothing to talk about their team because there's nothing to talk about. Yeah, they're horrible. And the Chargers are going to kick them out of that They're not going to have any money because the Charger games are going to be selling out.
And can't
not
sell any
them.
tickets. One bad news, though, Brian.
Yeah.
McVay and Stafford have been considered the number 2 best quarterback coach duo in the game. Made me sick.
And who did that? Nick Wright or one of those chump little nerdy reporters that have never played football in their lives? Yeah, give me a break.
Right. Yeah, because of course Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and we can't argue that. But everybody else after that's questionable. We're number 4 on the list.
Yeah, that's a joke. That's just that's an insult, and everybody knows it. We're right behind the Chiefs. So, yeah, they can all kick rocks. They hate on us so much because we're great. That's why.
Are we going to the Super Bowl next year? And what's going to be the outcome, Brian? Have you thought about that?
I have, and I really think I'm kind of wondering about those Ravens. Hey, Zerper, calm down. Don't get all excited, Zerper. But I'm telling you, the Ravens will probably give the Chiefs a hard time this year. I think they've improved a little bit, So, yeah.
Henry, come on.
It just depends on their choke artist quarterback who can't throw the ball in the playoffs, So we'll see what happens.
Something goes on with him, too. He may have enough experience. I was thinking in the beginning he wasn't enough experience, but Lamar does black out in playoff situations. I don't know what he was doing.
Yes, he does. That's a problem for that team.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he kind of just starts running and it doesn't work in the playoffs. He can't do that.
What's the thing? Did he run enough in the last year's playoffs? Lamar looked like didn't he get sacked a couple of times? How many times does Lamar Jackson get sacked? Lamar, why don't you do what you do?
And he's got receivers that can't catch the ball, So, my goodness. I'm glad I'm not a Ravens fan. I think I'd be more depressed if I was a Ravens fan than a 49er fan.
Well, be a Cowboy. Wait a minute, you're a Cowboys fan. Well, hey, which is worse, a Cowboys fan, a Ravens fan, or a Bills fan? Those are some real depressing settings. Wow. We're bad too. We're in that picture too, though.
Yeah, but the thing that's floating in the toilet and spinning down and going down the toilet is the Rams. They're just like,
I didn't count them anyway. They got away once. Damn it!
I have to cut on the Rams.
Watch, that's what pisses me off.
They love me so much, Yeah. But Ronbo, hey, I'll let you go. I just I wanted to bring some positivity. I know Jalen's coming up. Jalen, my man, just stay positive. You don't have to cut on our coach. Now, hey, if we lose another Super Bowl, Ronbo,
you're gonna join him.
I want Kyle. I'm done with Kyle.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I think we're going all the way again this year. We're just too good, And I hope we have no injuries. I hope we just have a great, healthy year. And I hate on my team all you want. We're better than last year, and I don't care what Big Show or anybody else says. We're a better team this year, and we're going to prove it. So I can't wait to prove all you guys wrong. And then you'll say, 49, Brian, you were right, man. You're so positive. We love you. And I love you guys, too. And I'll let you go. Everybody have a good night. Bye-bye.
Oh, God. Fam, it just comes down to whether or not we can remain rational on this. Because the fact of the matter is, we're really not the worst team in the league. That's just a pure fact. The debate and question comes in as we can claim to have the best roster in the league. We can claim to have the most experience now as a team together. With Pro Bowlers, most of them are still with us. We lost a couple. Did we lose a couple? Eric Armstead wasn't a Pro Bowler. We put Band-Aids in places. Where the bleeding may have stopped and maybe not. Well, the fact of the matter is these guys know what they're doing. That's what I like the most. Every guy out there that's going to start next year knows full well what he's doing. And whether Kyle Shanahan does or not at this point, the polished guys are going to know probably next year. Even Brock, to some degree, did it last year. When Kyle's talking, just go like this and go ahead and do what you're going to do. Because he did it on a number of occasions last year to successful rates. So, Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, you're working on something. I'm sorry. Tony, hold on a second. thoughts on our rookies and our teams in mini camps, Mr. Block Eyes asks. Yeah, I know, right? Tony, we can hit upon that as well. But Tony, go ahead. What are you thinking about our chances of going to the Super Bowl next year? And when we get there, what the hell are we going to do other than freak us all out? We want to see anybody in there but the Kansas City Chiefs. Anybody else in there to be excited? How about you?
Well, we have to beat them, Ronbo.
I know, but can I beat them next year after I win a 6 to Lombardi? I want to beat somebody else like we had a chance to when we played the Rams and lost that stupid game. And then come back later if the Chiefs are still hanging around. I want a rematch.
Unfortunately, you don't get to make that choice, brother.
I know, damn it.
It's nice to live in a fantasy world, but it doesn't last very long.
I know. Somebody comes with a pin and bursts that bubble all the time.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, they can't even sign Brandon Ayuk, for Christ's sake.
Tony, do you agree with them? I to some degree, I agree with the 49ers. It's not, Brandon Ayuk is great for what he does on our team, but I don't know if he needs to be getting paid in $30 million or excess beyond $30 million. I really think he's being a little unreasonable, but he may be pushing for a trade because he thinks he can get that somewhere else. It's all about the cash with Brandon too. I can tell. Well, I think most of us can. He wants to stay up.
You know what, Ronbo? Is there anybody there that knows how to sit down and talk to this guy? I mean,
no, it's all agents.
You have to explain. You have to explain things to these players. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if you put your hand up for 200 receptions per year, well, then that team is going to expect you to do that year in, year out, right? Whereas at the 49ers, you had 4 players with 1,000 yards. You've got the luxury to still be number one, but what you need to think about is your longevity in the game, right? And at the 49ers, you could go not just one contract, you could finish your career there and end up with more money than you dreamed of, because you're not getting hammered as much in tackles and things like that as other receivers that have got a much, much higher production as you.
Good point.
That's got to count for something.
Because we spray that ball around. You're not the guy getting shot in the midsection every time you go up for a pass all day long every week. That's an excellent.
That's right, and he's a big dude, and he's even when he's got the ball against corners and safeties, he's the one doing the bullying.
Yeah, Brandon's tough.
Right. So someone needs to sit down with the bloke and explain things to him from a different perspective and say, listen, Brandon, you might go to another club. They'll expect you to perform X amount, right? Mm-hmm. And if you don't, and they just kick you out and throw you out to dry, where someone says, well, I don't like his attitude. Look what he's done at the Panthers or wherever the hell he ends up, or, and then that's the end of your career. Mm-hmm. Whereas with the 49ers, I mean, look at Dante Johnson, Ronbo. I think he holds the record of how many times he signed up. He's got about 15 contracts in his whole career.
He would have been back last year. I think he torn ACL pretty much ended it for Dante. But yeah, he may be back. It might be okay now. It's kind of a good luck thing. Well, no, we didn't win anything with Dante. But yeah.
So that's one of the most important things. Now, I don't know, if you can't wrap your head around that and say that the team's got the best interest for you, and you're going to last a lot longer in the game at the top of your game with us than with anybody else. Think of longevity, because longevity gives you more money. You can end your career.
You stay out there, exactly. And,
you know what I mean?
You're not going to go to the welfare department and beg for money at $28 million. I don't know why that bothers him, because it's not the top dollar. There's a guy across the street that's getting paid over 30. Okay, I'm Brandon Ayuk. I've done everything I need to do to prove to you that I'm worthy of a good payday. Now, I don't want to be paid less than I'm on St. Ra. I don't want to, Brandon, like you're saying, I bring him some of the pluses.
Like people say about Debo, get rid of Debo. Debo can spring you a 50-yard touchdown, and he was no
moment.
slouch. How many yards did he get? But Debo, you have to understand, when he's lined up next to the quarterback, he's got to run through the trenches. He's getting hammered by massive dudes. Then he's getting hammered by tight ends, linebackers. You're not. You're out there twiddling your thumbs.
Running patterns, making guys look bad.
Running patterns. Yeah. Side-stepping dudes and going for touchdowns. So when you apply things like that to each player, you've got to also take into account what they do for the team, how they're getting hammered. And as far as I'm concerned, the running backs in my eyes, get the short straw because they're the ones that can get hammered the most.
Oh, that's so true.
And get paid the least.
Yeah.
And same with the trenches. The dudes in the trenches.
Oh,
you can't win without the people in the trenches. Well,
but we're not
if
paying
you
them.
can't win without them. They should be the ones that paid the highest.
Yeah, hey Tony,
Not the
that's
dudes
why
with the
kids
ballerina.
don't in school. Big kid, strong. Already you could tell he's got the makings of a great lineman. He doesn't want to play lineman. He's going to go out and play. If he can, he's going to play tight end. He'll do anything but play a lineman because they don't get paid any money and they take all the pain.
Yeah, and like an old school dude like your grandfather or whatever, someone like that, would grab Brandon Ayuk by his ear, all right, and take him somewhere in a poverty-stricken area and say, "See that bloke over there, mate? He's looking for food in a trash can, all right? And you're complaining about 28 million?
See,
you can turn that 28 million into gazillion. Don't worry, you're never going to have to work for the rest of your life.
Right?
And your kids aren't going to have to work.
So
I don't know what's wrong with these people. But someone has to take a stand like the Chiefs did and say, enough's enough, man. There's receivers grow on trees. There's other positions that,
And the team needs to be able to function, and you're not concerned with that. And so for that reason, we're going to say goodnight. I understand them. I do understand where they're coming from, though, because football players, their career could be over in a heartbeat. Just like that, it could be over. So they need guaranteed money. They need an APY. I get it. But guys, let's not go so far into the pocket that you make it so you're the only guy on the team. Why would you want to do that? You're not going to win any games. And like you're saying, Tony, now the workload on you is going to be increased exponentially. So what does that mean? What are the risks?
The reason why he got 1,300 yards, Ronbo, with only 75 receptions or whatever he got, was because he was fresh all the time. He wasn't banged up. And he's a big boy.
And an excellent
He
round
almost
runner.
got the same yard as a person that had to get hammered and get, and get 150 touches. So he should be thinking to himself, man, you know what, I'm on a cushy roll here and I'm going to get paid handsomely for it, but my career is going to last longer here at the 49ers because we spread the ball around. There's nothing wrong with that. You play as a team. You're not playing as an individual.
Yeah, and this program fits him. It fits him well. You could get into another program. There's been a lot of players that went from one team to another, and it happens more often than not. You leave your team where you were just a star, and then you go to another team, and the system doesn't quite fit you, and now all of a sudden people say, isn't that guy that used to play for the 49ers? He used to be good. And start saying things like that. Now what? Because you're not acclimated to what they do. So 2 years, it's going to take you to catch up, get up to speed with what they do. And in the meantime, you're going to be talked about in a way that's going to punch your ego out. Why would you want that?
And you're going to be 2 years older.
Yes. And teams are going to be less likely to pay you because of last year's production.
Whereas if you stay with where you are, the team knows you, the coaches know you, everybody else knows you. I mean, look at Jerry Rice.
Yeah. Jerry stayed with San Francisco for a long time. And he got paid more for the time. Yeah.
to retire. I mean, you know, look at Juszczyk. You know what I mean? Yeah, he'll take a pay cut as long as he can play another year. That's more money.
Kyle
So
says
will Kittle. So will...
he's thinking he already did well, you know. So, that's why, Tony, you look at some of the mercenaries around the league, and Deion Sanders was one. I still have this bad taste in my mouth about him. He did a good job for us, but he really pissed me off, you know. Deion's just a horror. He just runs around he ran around from one team to another just because what everybody was paying. If you want Hollywood, it's going to cost you Hollywood money. Deion, man, you know, God, he made me mad. He went from you know what? You know how we feel about the Cowboys, right? When he went, man, you could go anywhere, but don't go to Dallas. Jerry didn't go to Dallas, thank God. He went to the Hawks, but the Hawks weren't all that back then. We've had players go around. Kansas City's got a few, but you know what? There's this thing within you about the NFL. You don't want people that you really love to go to the wrong place afterward. Man.
We've got bigger problems to worry about this year, Ronbo. People were running through us straight up the gut last year. What are we going to do if the center goes down? What are you going to do if your right tackle goes down? What are you going to, you know what I mean?
Well, we got a couple of centers.
Brock Purdy goes down.
Well, yeah. See, Tony, this is an issue every year.
You know what I mean? But
that'll never change.
Kyle likes to alienate himself with everybody that he knows and meets and this, that, and the other. If he was smart, he could have had Jimmy G there as a backup.
Well,
but you know, the ego gets in the way. Or Trey Lance. Trey Lance would have stayed, but he put that other idiot in front of him, and now he's gone. Oh, he's going to be the next Joe Montana. Yeah, right. Yeah, in what world? Which world is that?
You know, for running backs and quarterbacks, their life is so on a man. It's a seesaw. They could be up 1 minute and they're sitting on the butt the next and slammed to the dirt. It's just really a bad thing to be drafted too high as a quarterback. I mean, great expectations are put upon you. If you don't deliver, man, you're done.
I mean, I think Purdy's okay because he's got a good, strong base, and he's strong all round. So unless someone hits him with a cheap shot and breaks his knee or something like that, you know, I don't think we'll have any problems there. But,
oh man, the dude that does that's gonna get his ass kicked right on the field. So, but yeah, Brock's, you know, and also Brock's got 4 years of school. That's very valuable. People don't place enough importance on that. Brock Purdy came in the NFL pretty much actually NFL ready. But because of his size and stature and things like that, he didn't get looked upon very importantly. Where kids with 1 or 2 years experience got drafted ahead of him.
I think the 49ers set a precedence with that pick, Ronbo, because now everybody's starting to look at receivers, running backs, quarterbacks that have played a long time in college, so they don't have to school them up that long, teach them that long in the NFL. Plus, they've got a lot more experience in getting punched around the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a game where you don't play that many games. You play one a week, right? It's a game where after a while you're going to be ahead of the next guy that's only got a season or two in. You've already seen it all. Done it all. You've experienced and you know how to handle things. And so, but anyway.
That's where you get your grown man strength from, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Tony, always a pleasure, Tony. I'll be back midweek. Let's talk some more and see what goes on next as we head toward July the 23rd.
Yeah, well, let's see. Maybe Brandon will sign, hopefully. We want him. We need him.
I'm not expecting that. We'll see, though. All right, fam. We'll see you. All
right, brother. Shout out to the mob, and let's see what happens.
All right. Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, mate.
There he goes. Tony from the land down under. Anderson. Get in here, Anderson.
What's going down, man?
Oh, Anderson, man, we're sitting here. You know, it's so funny because the subject night was already set up for, we were supposed to have a group hug and everybody was supposed to console each other. And I answered the phone, looked up, and there's Papa Dragon and Big Show. Papa Dragon and Big Show did not give a damn about how we've been making anybody feel good. We're going to tell you the truth. We are in trouble. You know? Oh, man.
Nah.
we all right because I mean, if you really look at it, we kind of really got what we need on both sides of the ball as far as we got cornerbacks now, and I think some of the cornerbacks we got is going to do excel very well. And then let's go to the offense. We got the speed we've been wanting, and then you got the reports saying Danny Gray is looking good, looking fine and thing, but you got this speedy running back. Then you have the Collins. Come on, man, we got what we need.
Yes,
we got exactly what we missing, cause who is that? Cowan, dude look like he tough. I think a hit from somebody, he'll survive it. But as far as the dude Kansas City guy, I think if he get hit hard, that's a wrap for him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would like to have a rematch against those sons of bitches.
But Edison, I'd be sitting there looking over. I'd be standing there looking over the top of the table like Kilgore. I'm telling you, man, I don't understand the Chiefs. We haven't beaten them since when? They beat us last year in the regular season. They beat us the year before last in the regular season. Wait a minute, how many regular seasons?
They beat us in that preseason game.
And they beat us every time they see us in the Super Bowl. I am really starting to think there's a phobia. We need medication, a shot or something to be immune to the Chiefs. God.
I don't think Kyle should have no say so over the defense. He should have no say so over what the defense do.
Well, he shouldn't get in the way. He's the head coach. He's always going to have something to say. But still, don't be running things, though, Kyle. Just, man.
But we only the game now. See the Ravens. The only thing the Ravens got against us is the fact that Jackson can take off running. See, Brock Purdy showed a little of that in some games, but I want to see if he can do it like that. I think he can because I'm watching his film in college. He was doing a lot of running and passing.
Yeah, he does. That's what he does.
And I think, and like I say, as long as Fred Warner back there, I don't think we should worry about nothing because he know what everybody needs to do. So he puts everybody where they need to be.
True.
And as far as in Lenoir, let's stop hating on the brother. The brothers did good.
Tell ya, Charles. Talking to you, Charles, because Charles does not like my boy Demo.
and this the thing. I remember a couple plays you had Lenoir playing in a slot or playing a nickel or whatever. You had who was that playing the
Mooney Ward.
Yeah, Chavar. We got Mooney Ward, and you had I don't know what the hell wrong there, but we had him, and we had Hufunga in, and we had Jair Brown in, and they was shutting stuff down.
That's great ball hawks. And Mooney Ward doesn't miss tackles. Demo, you're not getting past him. He's going to hold on to you till the troops get there. But man,
he might pop you.
Yeah, every now and then he does. Every now and then you'll see it.
Look at Deshaun Golson hit right there. Oh boy, in Philadelphia, looked at Deshaun Golson hit. Bow! Like he did, boy, in Arizona. Oh man. And what's crazy, once again, I'm pretty sure it's just Texas, but it might be a couple places around the country. Once again, we gonna be all right this year. We gonna go far in the playoffs this year. That gonna get us there. I'm like, man, shut the hell up, man, please. Stop, man. I told you while I work on the waterfront, it ain't nothing but Cowboy fans. It's like 349 fans, a Packer fan, and you got a Raven fan. Everybody else either still a fan or a Cowboy fan. And I give them the business, and I'm like this here. Y'all ain't win nowhere yet. Y'all ain't gonna never go nowhere. Stop talking to me. Leave me alone.
I love it, Edison. If I was you, I wish I could go to work with you one day. I say, let's go find all the Cowboy fans first, all right? We'll have and offer them lunch.
Yeah.
Because the Cowboys, man, I tell you, they used to talk trash. They used to, man, they make you want to kill a man. They haven't done it in over 10 years. But man, I used to, God, man, I tell you, Cowboy, man.
We got
It's all
that.
got to,
Hey, man.
oh.
Hey. Fred Warner. Fred Warner always pointed at that boy all the time. I got your number.
I know, right? I know, you see those camera shots? They save those and they post them up. You see Fred standing back there, and up 2 or 3 heads situated in a way where you could see between them and see Fred looking right at him and pointing.
Yeah.
Fred likes that.
He got his number. And as far as the Packers and the Lions, y'all got away with it running on us. Okay, this year we got some run stoppers because the guys we got from Texas, yes, Collins, yes, he is definitely gonna help that line.
Hey, you seen the Texans, right? You probably watched them. You had to see him whether you wanted to or not because on local TV. How good is he?
Yeah,
Is he a good run stopper?
Yeah, he's a good run stopper. And who is the other dude? Oh yeah, he good too.
One from Cleveland
but that's the thing. That's their system. Let's see them under Chris Koceric's system.
Yeah.
Chris Koceric gonna resurrect something in them. He gonna get a fire going in them. So we gonna see a hell of a defense, the defensive front. And then we got Leonard Floyd over there.
I'm not even worried about him. Yeah.
Oh man, him and Bosa. Oh man, you see, and I just don't understand why we let Chase Young go. I mean, we could have kept him. If he would.
He would have been too expensive, I guess. Chase.
He still got Leonard Floyd.
Yeah. And Leonard Floyd's going to give you as many sacks as Chase. And for what we got, the guy that came from the Panthers too. I can never pronounce his name. I know how to. I can see it spelled, but I can't. But anyway, he's supposed to be better than people think. I never heard of him, which is why I didn't pass any judgment on him. I just said,
Yeah.
So we're gonna see.
But under Chris Koceric, man, he might be a diamond in the rough.
Yes, indeed.
And, I forgot we also got some offensive linemen too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Purdy go. Hey, all Purdy need is all he needs is some time. And give him if he have enough time, he might get the. Man, because I remember one day I was talking about Tom Brady, and I said Brock Purdy looked just like him. And somebody on the show said the exact same thing.
Different style.
When they started talking, I say, damn, man, I just said that. I just said that.
Do you know?
And watch, because how he zip it like this is like Brady. If it's a third or something, and like a 3rd and 3, and let's say he got a hold of the ball, and the defender right in his face finna hit him. He found the person he throwing it to right there. Bam! He's still getting the ball out.
He sees the field really well.
Thing.
Do you know that Brock Purdy is number 4 in the league when he gets 2.5 seconds? He is straight money if you just give him the time to look and throw. 2.5 seconds is all he needs to get it done. Ranking number 4 in the league. There's a lot of quarterbacks in this NFL.
That's how like he was telling Jimmy G. The ball needs to be out in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
If the ball out in 2 seconds, if the play is gonna go like it's supposed, you're gonna hit the receiver on stride.
Yeah,
you're gonna hit him on stride.
But because you take all the pressure off your offensive line. Yeah, it's important to get rid of the ball. Take a look, make a decision, and let it fly.
But and another thing, I want to see more of Mason.
Anderson is asking too much, man.
You know?
I'm telling you, I feel bad for Jordan. He's a good running back too. I can't imagine him getting any yards this year. I mean, any time this year. In fact, I'm looking for him to be put on the practice squad unless he has a real big preseason.
Yeah, because the little fast speeder running back, I'm looking for Kyle to put him on some special plays, man. Go line up in that slot, man.
But who dresses? Yeah, true. But who dresses out on game day? That's a thing. I see Gorindo, as you say, CMC, of course, and it's going to be Elijah Mitchell. Kyle is going to wait. He's going to use Elijah Mitchell up until he gets hurt. He likes Mitchell. So it's 1, CMC, Mitchell, number 2, number 3, probably Gurindo for the reasons because the new rules as far as the kickoffs go.
Yeah.
And Debo, him and Debo's
Oh,
going
that's
to handle those
stupid.
duties.
That kickoff rule is stupid.
I know.
That-
Well,
that's
safety
stupid.
thing. They're trying to keep
they
pace.
they messing it up. They messing it up, man. And I'm gonna tell you how this. Why all the rules changes going on? Why they making it soft? Just because when the concussion thing came out, they had high number of women. I ain't gonna say number of women, but most of the women for that committee, and they, they fucking the man thing up. Hey man, this Sunday, can I have Sunday? This week, can I have Sunday? God damn.
I didn't even know about this committee you're talking about. Man, fam, we gotta
they
go.
Fucking it up.
I wasn't watching
Man,
the clock.
it's still, all we got to worry about is in our division is the Packers and the Lions. And they can probably kill each other.
I hope so. I don't want to see both of them this year. I agree.
Because this division, NFC, is the West is ours. It's going to be ours for.
And we production cuts. We was running out of time. All right, Brandon, I see you midweek. All right, fam. Brian. Oh, I'm sorry. Chris Cool World. Now there's the name. He says I got to run. Much love from Atlanta. 49ers life. Have a cup of coffee on me. Thanks, Chris, for checking in. We'll see you midweek if you got some time. All right. We go to Brian as the law has just ruled in.
And with that, I say 49ers red and gold. I'm always with the Niners till I'm dead and cold. Shouted their name all the way from the Mid-South because the law still says know your role and shut your mouth. What's happening, Ronbo?
I'm just delighted you called in tonight as I got my feelings hurt in the beginning of the show. Big Show and Papa Dragon back to back. That's like you're in a ring fighting, the dude hits you in a bread basket and then hits you with a haymaker and the game over. So, that's why I'm saying it's good, everyone. Brian, I know you got nothing but positive to say about this team. As I said, the question was tonight is, are we going to the Super Bowl? Oddmakers say we're going to the Super Bowl next year, and we're picked along with the co-favorites to win it, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't want to be in bed with. I'll be in bed with anybody but the damn Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm displaying fear right now, but I'm hopefully somewhere during the mid-season I'll say, shh, man, we look like straight money. Bring the Chiefs. I'm ready. I'm right now. I ain't there yet, so I'm still wondering, man. Brian, what do you do with the damn Chiefs? I can't beat him. I feel like Rocky Balboa with his wife when he's gonna fight Clubber Lang. You can't win. There's Rocky standing there looking like, you might be right. Oh my God, sick of this. So and also your cornerbacks. Who you gonna keep between Diamond Lenoir and Javarius Ward? The 49ers, I don't think are gonna keep both those guys. But what are you thinking?
This is what I'm thinking, Ronbo. Like, this is the year that we have to get it done. That's the theme now. Get it done. And with that said, I think barring injury, I think the 49ers, they know that this is probably the last dance because look at it, Ronbo. Ronbo, look at our team. Now, you would have to go probably even the teams that we had in the 80s don't stack up to this team here. How many, you look at from top to bottom, we at least have one guy in each position that is considered probably the best in the league. Let's look on offense. We already know CMC, Mr. Madden cover, the best running back in the league.
Yep.
Then you look at the quarterback, Brock Purdy. He's
one of the best in the league.
Top 10.
He actually
he's one of the best in the league. And then Debo and Brandon Ayuk. Depending on who you're talking to.
Two of the top 10 receivers in the league. Yeah.
Right. Tight end. you know, our tight end, he's probably one of the top two. He's one of the top two.
And his body's all
O-line.
fixed up and repaired right now. Keep it coming, Brian.
Right.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm loving it.
30 pounds lighter, and he's 30 pounds
No,
lighter.
he's 10 pounds away from his fighting weight. He's getting it back on.
Okay, right. You're looking at our old line. Okay, although maybe suspect, but we still have the best tackle in the league in Trent Williams, bar none.
Yeah.
You know.
And
then you switch over to defense. Then you switch over to defense. D-line, Nick Bosa, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. Fred Warner, hands down, is the best. He
Yes.
is the best. He is him. He is the him. He is HIM. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then even in the cornerbacks, you know, cornerbacks, no strange there.
Moody
What's his
Ward,
guy's name, number
Pro
7?
Bowl.
He's a Pro Bowl. Yeah, he's a Pro Bowl guy, you know. And then even in the secondary, when he's healthy, Ufunga, yeah, he could be one of the
Pro Bowl.
And I think, yeah, Jair Brown, I think he's going to
Potential
this
Pro
is
Bowl.
coming. This is going. Yeah, he's coming out. So Ronbo, we stacked. I mean, how many teams? Even the Chiefs. I mean, how many? Even the Chiefs, although they got it done, they don't have out. They can't compare to ours.
Oh, see, that's what bothers me, fam. They
just getting it. I mean, they
beat
just,
us with
you know.
less. Beat us with less. Granted, they escaped in overtime, but they still got it done. Lord have mercy.
So I think they just got it, Ronbo. They just got to get it. You know, they just got to get it done. Shout out to the organization to build that roster. Okay, yes, and we just got to get it. You just got to get it done, Ronbo. You just got to get, get it done.
And it's got to be
You
done.
know, even though this season we could be playing without not Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk. We could not. We don't know yet. You know, we crossing our fingers and toes. You know, hope they find that number. They got to find between Ayuk and the organization. They got to find that number.
Man.
It's shaky, Rumble. So
I know it is.
We have the we have the championship foundation. I think nobody can beat us but us.
Which we've already proven on a number of occasions already. Yep.
Yeah, not Seattle on their best day, not the Lambs, and definitely not the Cardinals. Even with the draft pick of him drafting
all-world wide receiver.
The all-world, yeah.
They've given. He's got a shoe endorsement.
He's still a rookie
already.
He's a rookie. He's a rookie, and he's gonna get baptized. You know, once he's gonna be facing an All-Pro probably every week. You know, so he's gonna have his learning curve.
Damn it!
But I think the Niners. I think the Niners are still the team to beat. You can't get out of the NFC unless you beat the 49ers. I'm not just unless you beat the 49ers. We're it.
Yeah.
We're it.
We just got to stay out of injury. We just got to stay out of injuries way. If that happens, the 49ers maintain. Last year we got lucky. As much as we traveled and got fatigued and worn out, we really had a healthy team most of the year. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Except for the last game, the Super Bowl.
No matter what.
The most important
no matter
guy out there.
how awkward and inconvenient the powers that be made our schedule, we find a way to win, Robert. I mean, you can't do that. You can't overcome that crazy schedule that we have. You know,
it's bad
playing this team and playing that team, and then you got to fly all the way across the other coast and playing this team on a short week. You know, you got to have a you have a crazy schedule. You got to have a crazy roster. You got to have a top-heavy roster.
A bunch of polished vets, too. These guys know how to take care of themselves. Is why we got to give them kudos on it and be able to sustain what they did all season long. And then they get into the playoffs, and it was a little bit touch and go there for a minute. But the thing is, they did get away. And I got to give them credit for that. So we're going to find out what happens this year. 2 Thursday night games, Brian. I really think the commissioner every now and then should step in and say, I need to look at the scheduling before you guys present that. and then look at things that are
Right.
just totally wrong. You know, you look at 49ers,
Yeah.
they played more primetime games than anybody. That's fine. We like that. But don't give me 2 Thursday night games.
Yeah.
One is
And
bad
Ronbo,
enough.
I'm saying all that to say, even without Dre Greenlaw, which we will, you know, we're going to be without him with the first few weeks.
Yep.
But once he come in, that's like extra gravy.
I
Once
know,
he
right?
comes in, you know. But even without him, I think the defense they'll be fine.
Yeah, because they're going to get back to what they used to do.
Now you better like say when the person that you better be worried about, the one that we can't be without, is Fred Warner. And fortunately he hadn't got hurt yet. You know,
Fred's tough.
I think one time he got hurt or ran into somebody. Whatever. Like, I was like, oh Lord,
He missed one game. I remember that.
He missed one. Yeah, I turned the TV off. I said, "Oh, I can't watch it. If 5'4" is not out there, I can't watch it."
I know. Standing on the sidelines, watching the game.
Yeah, so
and he tried to play.
Yeah, so anybody,
Coach wouldn't let him.
Yeah, and yeah. So if anybody gets hurt, you know, even anybody else, you can kind of get by. But if 5'4" is out there, as long if he's not out there,
Right. He's quarterback in the defense.
it may be
He's got to
Curtis.
be there. Well, Brian,
Yeah.
we're gonna go, and I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look forward to seeing you midweek. Hope you got some time. Wednesday.
Sure, Ronbo, I always make time out. Was I positive? Was there enough positivity for you?
I mean, I feel so much better after you, and of course Anderson. I mean, I'm gonna get back up. I'm feeling so much better. Thank you, fam.
But when on that note, hey, shout out to Big Show, Papa Dragon.
Oh yeah, they're good people.
And my main man Jalen. Keep the faith.
Yeah.
You know that? Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to production. And on the positive note, the law is out.
Yeah. Night, fam. Appreciate you.
All right.
Hey, let's get Ellis. Come on in here.
Really?
Ellis. Ellis sounds like he's Ellis is usually in line at a shopping center going through something. He's always in some kind of exchange. He's a very busy guy. Ellis? Should we come back? Ellis? But yeah, it's a phobia for me now. I really, every week I'm gonna hope the Chiefs get beat. You know what would really make my year? If the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, I'll be delighted. Oh God, I'll be delighted. Let's go get. Hey, Steven. Ellis, work his situation out there. Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo?
I'm turning into a complete coward. I really shouldn't put this out there for people to see me either. I've actually admitted that I'm afraid of the Kansas City Chiefs, haven't I? It's through conditioning. I mean, every time we see the Chiefs, something goes wrong. We could be on a roll. Here come the Chiefs. 49ers melt. Just turn into a glass of water laying on the dirt.
There's something the Chiefs do, Andy Reid and company know about the Niners that can read right through Kyle Shanahan and his team.
I bet that's
I don't
right.
know. It's so strange. They have the answer to us, and we have
like
no
the
answer
Hawks
back.
did, you know?
Yeah, exactly like the Hawks did when it was the Jim Harbaugh era. They knew exactly how to read right through the Niners.
And some of the plays I think they stole from the Hawks too. You know that thing where Patrick Mahomes, fourth quarter, late third quarter, fourth quarter, all of a sudden will bust a 30-yard run off. They do take a page right out of the Hawks book and Russell Wilson. Because set the 49ers up.
Oh, yeah.
They just got to time it right because they're going to do what they do and they're going to over-pursue. When that moment comes, you got to know when to take off. And it works every time. When's the last time you saw us take Mahomes down after one of those for 2-3 yards? How about Russell Wilson running down the field like there was nobody out there at all? You see green grass in every direction. Stephen, go ahead. I mean, because the question, you know what the question is, are we going to the Super Bowl, and this time can we be the favorites like Vegas thinks we will? And also that cornerback room situation. All right, I'm done. I won't interrupt. Go ahead. I'm all worked. I keyed up here. I can't stop. All right, go ahead.
So, I mean, well, that's gonna be a tough one. You know, Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. We are missing some key players, and then we're missing some players that caused us to lose. If you really look at it on paper, I mean, we lost
That's
Ray
true.
McLeod, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
We lost Logan Ryan. I don't think we have Logan Ryan anymore, which is also a good thing.
Yeah.
What's his name? Burns or whatever the hell his name is. What's that other guy's name?
What position?
Linebacker.
Oh.
Burks.
Oren Burke, yeah.
Burks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Burke already
which
gone?
Is another good thing.
Yeah. God, he got toasted.
We lost Eric Armstead, which is another good thing. You know, some people say, "Oh no, that's a bad thing."
Well,
no,
he wasn't going
to
to play. When he played,
he's
he was
not
okay.
reliable.
Well, yeah.
He's not reliable.
I know.
So, to me, it's like, okay, you know, we shed a lot of the fat, which is nice. Offensively, you know, we'll probably lose Debo, which I'm hoping for. We're not going to sign BA to this. I told you, I'm not going to let that.
Yeah, I know you're not going to let up.
But, you know, BA, we're not going to sign. We're probably not going to sign him. We're going to play his 5th-year option, and then if he gets traded, if we trade him or if he walks, it's up to him. But, you know, I think the Niners are just kind of strapped for cash, and they really want to go all out, and that's probably why, you know, they're hoping they win the Super Bowl this year, because
so we can go ahead and honorably go into a rebuild, or retool. Yep.
So, sorry.
You're going down through the steps of what the 49ers needed to win.
It's just so much ifs and for us to win the Super Bowl. I mean, Chiefs have to be absolute dog water, and refs have to take it easy on us.
Yeah.
So
the refs.
To me, it's like, you know, there are a lot of ifs that can come into play that would take the 49ers out. I feel confident that we're still strong and we're still going to be a dominant NFC team. I don't think the Eagles are going to be any problem for us, even with Dijon Robinson on the outside, because Blankenship, everyone said Blankenship was so good, and Blankenship got overthrown every time. He got scored on how many times? I'm not really worried about Blankenship.
Yeah.
I'm worried about
isn't that
overall
Debo's guy
of our team.
Blankenship? Who's that?
No. CJ Gardner-Johnson is Debo's guy.
I mean, the Eagles. Who's the guy that Debo just talked about and called him trash and everything else, and he didn't even say anything?
Fletcher Cox.
That's it. No, not Fletcher. You're talking about lineman. This guy's a cornerback, but he didn't even defend himself. That guy, that jerk in Detroit, man, I really love when people talk. If I'm anybody on any other team, don't put Debo's name in your mouth, because he reacts to it and plays probably 10 or 15% better than he would be ordinarily, because he's a little bit childish.
Yeah, that's the thing that a lot of people. Well, that's what a lot of people think. You know, they forget. It's like, oh yeah, you think, you know, just because you're such and such, you can get away with, you know, talking mess, but then you realize, oh no, like now
C.J. Johnson. Thanks,
William. He's gonna go after me and me alone.
Yeah.
So it's just.
They had to pull Debo off the Eagles and Detroit. I think we won that game because of Debo at one point.
We won the game because of Debo, but mainly it was because of Juwan Jennings and the fact that Brock Purdy was able to use his legs, and it threw them off. It was Juwan Jennings. And then I will say this, I hate counting it, but Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk, to throw it to Brandon Ayuk where it bounced off of, I think, C.J. Gardner-Johnson's helmet, and he caught it at the 1 yard line. I mean, it's a fluke, but if it
the miracle catch of the century.
Yeah. So it gave the 49ers and me a lot of hope. It gave us all a lot of hope. You know, we were down, and I didn't think we were going to come back. But I was still holding on. I was like, okay, maybe they'll come back and retool in the second half, and they did. Oh, and that's another thing, too. When at the end of the season, we shed the fat on dropping Steve Wilkes. Do I think he was a terrible coach? No. But do I think he's terrible in the first half? Absolutely. In the second half, he retools and he knows what to do. That's, you know, topic for discussion, because you can also say, oh no, he was terrible all around because he lost us the Super Bowl. A lot of factors lost us the Super Bowl. Our special teams, which has always been our Achilles heel, has always been the elephant in the room, has never been addressed outside of our offensive line, is what killed us. Ray McLeod, that muff punt, of all things that could have happened, that's what really killed us, was that muff punt. Christian McCaffrey doing the fumble didn't matter, because guess what happened next? Pacheco lost that ball right after.
Mm. Well, we should have put in
like,
7.
Tit for tat.
I don't. You're right though. I don't know what that touchdown meant by not getting it, but things like that change the sequence of things that are going to follow. I really. Christian feels awful about it. The guy's done a great job. I can't be mad at him too long. I wasn't even mad at him that day. I got over it real quick because he just does too much with his team. But we'll see what happens next.
Well, the only person I'm really worried about, Ronbo, is possibly Juwan Jennings, because he is up there in age. I mean, it's crazy to say that.
Juwan Jennings,
because I'm
up there in age. How old is Jennings?
For his position, he is at the rightful age of 26, which is kind of where they start to slow down.
Yeah, well,
and I'm older than him by 3 years.
He'll be fine for another 4 years. He's fine.
So it just, I'm only worried about him because I don't want him getting hurt, because he is, now the league knows like who's number one, essentially, who's number one, but playing as number 3.
Hey, he likes being that fireman. He'll come in there in a minute and get it done.
Exactly. And he's never dropped a pass. I'm pretty sure that's correct. He's never dropped a single pass in his entire career.
Well, no, he's had a few drops, but I mean, they weren't in key moments. Jennings will make that clutch catch for you. Man, he'll get it done. So,
I mean,
we've got all the tools.
If it wasn't for Juwan, we just need. I mean, we added more to our roster. We added more coaching. We added more players. We added a lot of fill-in spots. I just hope, our special teams can keep up, because, I mean, I think the NFL just kind of stopped focusing on special teams because it's special teams. But back then, if you had a solid special teams, you had a pretty good run in the NFL.
It was one of the 3 things you had to have to win anything. Special teams, offense, they're one of the things you got to have. You can't just go out there and we proved it, Stephen. Special teams, remember when teams on kickoffs, they just run right down the field on the 49ers like they were out there, right? And also, we were having problems with the punt and kick. I said, how are you going to win with this special teams performing like this? It matters a lot.
You can't. Because special teams is, I always say this, Ronbo, if they're not blocking, they're not catching.
Yeah.
And the one thing that will always go, the Niners defense is phenomenal, but they always forget their special teams. If the special teams can't keep up, then what's the point of even having an offensive line?
Yeah.
They're not even going to get a chance to step foot out there, because if the special teams is terrible and they can't stop, a punt return, what are they doing there?
Huh? And also they're going to set you up for the next series. I mean, everything is predicated upon how well they did. Jake Moody, I got a kick. They said Jake Moody went off and spent some time alone, so he can contemplate and think and get himself together and come back next year and have a good season. I said, now we got what? We got emotional and temperamental kickers? I hope not. I need a Robbie Gold, okay? I mean, smoke a bowl a day and come in relaxed all the time. Huh?
I don't know why the Niners never signed back Robbie Gold.
Well,
I think that's the one mystery everyone is asking why.
Well, his time might be up, though. Robbie couldn't get the ball the full into the field. His leg was getting a little weak. That's why passes were always Robbie kicked the ball down the field. They were returned, I think, a big percentage of the time. So the 49ers said, well, Robbie's time is coming. He can kick a field goal for you under pressure, but otherwise he keeps us in hot water. But anyway, Stephen, we got to stop. We're a little bit over. But always a pleasure, Stephen. Always appreciate you not missing you, man. You get it every time. I love it. Thanks, Stephen. I'll be back Wednesday looking for you. All right.
All right, I'll see you Wednesday, Ronbo.
Yeah, give my best to little Scarlett and Rome and Mrs. Stephen. See you then.
Oh, they're all asleep right now.
There you go. It's getting late again. All right. Night, Stephen.
All right, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks. And let's see if Ellis is through. Mr. Busy. It seems like he's still. I always like to figure out what Ellis is doing. You hear people in the background. Sir, that'll be $550. And Ellis says, what? Ellis. Ellis is still doing whatever he's doing. Hey, let's get Tony ATL in here. Tony!
Ronbo, how you doing?
Tony, doing all right. You know, loving it. Loving every minute of being a football fan. Ain't nothing like it. Hey, Tony, it's funny because football, anytime you become a follower of any ball club, you're putting yourself under a lot of stress. I wonder, people who don't follow sports or get involved with ball clubs, I wonder if they live longer. Because I don't know how many more 49ers. That's why the subject tonight is the 49ers are favored to get to the Super Bowl. If they get there, will this be the one? That's a horrible question. For 49er fans, that's
a
daunting. And, oh, my God, don't ask me this question. Oh, I don't know. I hope so. They got a good team. If they get all the way there, that means they really had a good team. Nobody stopped them between week 1 and week 17. And then the Kansas City Chiefs will be against the 49ers to defend their crown in Super Bowl 59. Every 49 fan, you'll be able to hear it all over the world. No! My God, no.
Kansas City won't get there. I guarantee you Kansas City won't get there.
I'm thinking the same thing. I thought about that a few weeks ago. Because they got it really rough over there. They had to go through a lot of competition last year, but it's worse now. It really is. I don't see how they get past Lamar.
Yeah, this season's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because Detroit's right there. We talked about this the other night. Green Bay's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And don't count Philly out.
No. Or Dallas. Dallas looks like
No, forget that.
I like to respect them on occasion.
They don't have the quarterback or the running back. And their defense is going to suffer with a new coordinator, new system. Plus they lost players. It ain't happening.
I forgot about that.
And I put in the comments a little while ago, Dallas will not see an NFC championship. I'm just saying they get to the championship game in about 23 years.
Because they come in every year recently. And what's Dallas' average, Tony, down to the last 5 or 6 years? Don't they average a minimum of 10, 11, 12 games?
Yeah.
It must be somewhere around
the last 3 years, yeah. But what always happens in those 3 years? They lose the first game of the playoffs.
because, Tony, like I've said, Dallas does not beat any team over 500. This is what's going on for about 3 or 4 years now.
That's true.
In the regular season, they beat all the below 500 teams, and every team over 500 beats them. And they're walking around, Dallas, Dak Prescott could be a candidate for MVP. Why? Why?
Why?
What has he done? Makes me so mad. Last year, he came close.
It's funny because I was messing with Texas boy. Because last night I watched some of the highlights of that game and the playoff game, and Dallas was up 27-0 with 2 seconds left in the half. Green Bay was up 27-0 with 2 seconds left in the half before Dallas scored in the first half.
As a 49er fan, I shouldn't be laughing, but the thing is, that was funny.
Yes,
because they came to town the next week and damn near pulled that off twice.
When I saw the highlights, Prescott actually threw 2 pick sixes, but they called one back by the strong safety. They called the first one back, but then Darnell Savage, the free safety, on that second interception, ran it back 65 yards. So he technically would have thrown 2 pick sixes if they hadn't called him down, and Green Bay probably would have scored more points. They had 55 instead of 48. 48 points given up in the playoff game. Texas boy, y'all to be shot at home.
I don't know.
Texas boys, fact.
God. And now
I love that for Texas boy Ronbo. He's my favorite.
Man.
It's just you can't take him seriously. He's so comical, and he's talking all serious like Dak is all that, and Dak ain't all that. Everybody knows it.
Would you love to?
Everybody
have to
except people in the state of Texas.
Oh, is that the truth? What?
Yeah.
This is why they're going to come to. I think Cowboys fans are going to stop it soon. They have to. You know.
Yeah.
They really do.
And a shout out to Ian Sharp in your chat, Ronbo. He said, doesn't the people in the state of Texas get tired of buying new TVs? I forgot. They go bricks to
I saw that.
with Cowboy flu.
That's why manufacturers
so
love
ignorant?
the Cowboys of television
They're
manufacturers.
so ignorant, Ronbo.
Huh?
They're so ignorant.
Yeah.
The team loses, you bust your TV by throwing a brick at it.
Tony, you know, this is why some people, I think they do that. I'm trying to understand. Did you remember how much you paid for that TV? The Cowboy fans need to realize Jerry Jones is no longer, I don't think he's really serious about Super Bowl anymore. He just wants to field the team out there to get people to fill up the stands, keep shareholders and things like that somewhat happy. They can't. As he can't believe that they're going to win now after seeing what he saw the last couple of seasons. Because the NFC is going to get harder and more difficult. And they're just, Dak's just not going to get it done.
And they're going to pay CeeDee Lamb close to $30 million. That wouldn't.
Are they going to do it? Hey, have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard anything about that. That wouldn't be too smart. Then Michael Parsons gonna start crying. I would do it.
Hey, wait a minute! Aren't they both due a raise this year?
They both do. Yep.
Yeah. This is why Jerry's not saying a word.
I wouldn't do it.
You know how flamboyant he is all offseason long and saying the things he says? He's been quiet this offseason so far. You notice that?
Yeah, so far, yeah. Haven't heard much. Hottest thing right now is what are you guys going to do, or who's going to make you an offer that you don't want to refuse for Brandon Ayuk? That's about the hottest one right now, especially since with the T. Higgins signing 1 year of what do you call that? That 1 year
a franchise tag. You know what? The thing is,
yeah.
the Steelers are going to have to. However, I don't know if the writer has any real connection with the Steelers, but if the Steelers are serious about how confident they are that they're going to sign Brandon Ayuk, let's see.
They seem to be the most serious one. You and I both have heard about New England, Buffalo, and I told you about the Chargers, but I don't know what the Chargers is going to give up. And I even heard Denver in the mix. I don't know what picks they would have or what players. I don't know.
Well, I'll take that. I'll take that all-world cornerback and a third-round pick.
Oh yeah, you like that Gonzalez kid? I like him too. In New England, yeah.
That's with the Patriots. But what's the
a high draft pick?
What's the Broncos star wide cornerback? Surtain? Surtain's in Denver, right?
Surtain, yeah.
I'll take him. Give me Surtain and a third-round pick and call it a day. Yeah.
I remember when Denver drafted Surtain. I wanted him. We had took Kyle Pitts. And Cowboy fans got mad. I was watching the Cowboys. They got mad. But they wanted Surtain.
Oh,
and Denver was 2 picks before him. They took him.
Yeah, I'll take Surtain, man. Because, but you know what? The 49ers wouldn't take a corner or a defensive back right now. We got plenty. So I don't know what will turn the 49ers on. Offensive lineman. Tony, do you know of any surplus quality? And the key word here is quality. Any surplus of quality offensive linemen that anybody's going to give up?
No.
They don't exist.
That's hard.
They don't exist.
Yeah.
If you're good, you're going to get a job easy. Any number of places. And soon, Tony, you're going to be able to call your own price, too. Because they are hard to find against a league that is building momentum as far as good edge rushers and defensive linemen. That's all that's being developed in school now. Come out of school, an absolute monster. And what's an offense? What's an NFL offensive line?
You try to draft them.
Yeah.
You try to draft them and build them and pay them and keep them on your team. That's why I love what Pittsburgh has done. I told you that I love what Pittsburgh. They got the one from last year in the first round, the one from this year. So their bookends, their tackles are straight. and they got two of the best free agent guards in the league in 2022 and 2023. So they're set. And I forgot they got that the center that you liked out of West Virginia. I forgot his name. They got him in the draft this year. The center.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about. I remember that when I was talking about that guy.
Yeah, Pittsburgh drafted him in the third round, I think.
You see, this is why 49er fans get pissed off during the draft when Kyle and John come out and say, well, we just didn't see anything in the draft that was any better than what we have in camp now. Kyle.
Ronbo, I am a little concerned. What? I was thinking about your last show. I watched a little bit of it.
Mm.
You guys got to start drafting linemen because they're coming after Purdy, Ronbo. They're coming after him.
Oh, I know.
Teams.
They were coming after him last year.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to be coming after him this year, Ronbo.
See, but nobody knows what the 49ers are judging as far as talent goes with an offensive lineman. He says that with a straight face every year that they didn't see anything in the draft at pick number 31. And it doesn't matter, Kyle, if you were pick number 2, you'd have said the same thing. So why, you guys need to get an offensive lineman or two here and there. Get one high in quality in the draft. We don't need any more defensive linemen. You get defensive linemen every year. Remember, for 4 years in a row, the 49ers got nothing but defenders. Their philosophy is destroy the quarterback, give yourself a chance to win the game. Okay, but your quarterback's getting destroyed too.
Zach Frazier, that's his name, that center from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Actually, Pittsburgh got him in the second round, pick number 51.
See,
so they got a center in the second round, their right tackle in the first round,
sure.
Their left tackle in the first round last year, and two of the best free agent guards in the NFL that are already veterans in 2022 and 2023.
See, they're ready.
That's how you do it too.
They're ready to go. See, yeah, Tony, if I was running the club and I was owner, I'd have my scouts. We're going to set you up with a house in Boston. One guy's going to stay in Boston. One thing is going to be Notre Dame. We're going to put you in. We're going to put you in that area, and you're going to stay there year round. And you're going to keep an eye on everything that goes on at those campuses. I want somebody from that program, the one there. And who else besides Boston and Notre Dame is a manufacturing machine?
About this. It's Boston College, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Alabama, and Georgia. Those 5 schools. Just keep an eye on those 5 schools. And you can build your line.
I'd have people at every one of those schools. And at the end of the year, somebody's going to tell me the truth about where I can get 2 good offensive linemen. And tell me, and give me the whole story. I mean, if you saw somebody we can get in the second round, if you got a first round picks, I want to know who they are. Give me that listing. Second round, third round. Well, Coach, what about Kyle and John? Listen. I don't want to hear from Kyle and John. All right, I want to hear from you. Then I'll tell them what to do. Sick of this every year.
Yep.
There was nothing in the draft that was
better
than
anything. But the good thing is, Ronbo, if you know about this 2 training camp, that last training camp is 3 games now. The second week of preseason and the third week of preseason, that's when somebody's going to get released.
Oh, that's right.
With numbers game, and you can steal a lineman.
Maybe they're thinking like that. But then the 49ers,
good veteran.
Tony, isn't that the time of year though when you have to? There's a pecking order. Don't we have to draw from the league allocates who gets the first choice, the second choice, the third? Isn't that when that starts, or is that later?
Yeah, but this is training camp, though. Because with numbers games, somebody's going to get let go. Oh, man, I can't believe they let that guy go no matter what position. Always somebody good.
Every year.
A veteran that's been in 4, 5, 6 years gets let go because he's a salary or a numbers game, or they're going to go with a younger guy.
I know.
Y'all should be able to pick up a good offensive lineman or two that way.
You would think. Well, Tony, we went way over the clock. I didn't know. We always do this because we're talking about every team in the league. It's too much fun. I'll see you midweek, though, Tony. All right?
Yes. And great joke, 49er Brian. 49er Brian told Ramoya, isn't it your bathtub, your take a bathtub time? I put in the chat, I said, but 49er Brian, Ramoya takes his baths on his throne, the same place he's on his throne, and I put toilets in there.
Work him. We really got to go, Tony. I love it. Continue to work that dude.
All right, sir.
All right. I'll see you
yes,
Wednesday.
Sir. I'll see you midweek, sir.
All right.
All right, sir. Have a good one.
Thanks, Tony. You too. God. I don't know why. trolls come in here to be butchered like that. Hey, Big Show says Jake Moody should take a page from Marshawn Lynch's playbook and take a shot of Hennessy before the game. I know, right? Or Robbie Gold, just go somewhere and let somebody watch point for you and just smoke an entire bowl. Because I swear to God, Robbie Gold looked way too relaxed all the time. And for a kicker, is that possible? Brian, come get in here, man.
Hey, Ronbo. Well, first off, how you been? It's been a long time.
Good, Brian. I
really appreciate you keeping it up.
Thanks, Brian. I was just talking about you a little while ago. I was talking about, there's a few of us, and actually, Brian, it's only you and me. I didn't want to make it look like it's only you and me, that are still concerned about all and anything that is Seahawks related. We're looking at them now. They're rebuilding. Pete Carroll's gone. All those people who used to own us are gone for the most part. Brian, I still, my nerves, it's now, I don't like to be bothered with the Seahawks. It's nearly up there with the Kansas City Chiefs, which, as you know, tonight is the subject of this program. The Kansas City Chiefs, the 49ers are picked to go back to that. And if the Chiefs are there waiting for us, I don't know what we're going to do. And also, Brian, your feeling on the cornerback situation, we've got a lot of them. How are they going to manage this? Who's staying? Who's going? Are you going to keep some? Between the guys we're going to keep, between Chavaris and Demo, they're due big money. They've earned some money. What are you going to do with that? Go ahead.
Oh, boy. All right, well, let's address the first thing, like with Robbie Gold. Who really wants a kicker that's over 40-something years old and kicks the ball, for the kickoff and pulls his groin? We had to put Mitch
did that twice.
To kick field goals. I mean, everybody loves Robbie Gold. I was one of the biggest fans of Robbie Gold, but I mean, at a certain time, you have to put up your cleats, and you can't continue to, just save all these guys. Everybody talks about the Cabo Click. Well, the Cabo Click isn't getting any younger, and if you keep players around forever and ever, then you gotta have grandpa out there on the football field, right? And again, Robbie Gold was older than what? Isn't he older than Kyle Shanahan? So
as a matter of fact, he is.
Sometimes sometimes you just got to let those greats go. And Robbie Gold wanted to retire. People forget this. They said, oh, well, yes, at one point he did say he wanted to come back. But then he said he didn't want to take the contract that was offered. He wanted to be around his kids. He kept on saying, I want to go around Chicago. I want to be around Chicago. But the Bears didn't want him. So, what's that saying? Oh, that's saying they know when he kicks the ball off after a touchdown or after halftime or the beginning of the game, you might have to sit him down for the rest of the game because he's got a pulled groin.
Yeah.
Love the guy, but come on, everybody's upset with Jake Moody, but the guy was really one of the best players on our team last year. He missed 2 kicks, 3 kicks. That was crucial moments, but other than that, he didn't cost us. It wasn't just him who lost the game. So,
no.
I don't know. Everybody wants to, fire Jake Moody. You guys are crazy.
But it's always like that, Brian. Always blame the kicker. They always seem to blame the kicker.
And, that's one of the things. That's one of the things that you said too. Is we worry about special teams and we worry about Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
Seattle's had our number. They usually beat us on a special teams move, right? A special teams play.
Oh.
I'm interested to see how the new kickoff works out this year. I'm not a big fan of it, but all right. So you said quarterbacks, Tanner Mordecai. That guy's going to be on the roster. Joshua Dobbs, the passer, I'm not sure. I'm not sold on him.
Right.
And Brandon Allen, they really like him. They really, really like Brandon Allen. So Tanner Mordecai, I'm really rooting for him. I think
Mordecai's the third guy.
Surprise a lot of people.
All right.
Yeah.
Somebody else mentioned Mordecai a couple of weeks ago, but I'm not seeing anything, so I don't know. I'm just taking your word and that person's word for it.
He played a lot in college, and he's a little bit bigger, I think, than Brock Purdy, and he can throw the ball pretty far too. So I don't know, it's just weird. Why would you draft, and then all right, and then what was your next thing? Because I wanted to tell you my season record prediction.
Yeah, the cornerback situation between Demo and Javarius. One's getting a little long in the tooth, as you just mentioned about how that hurts the team. And then the other one's just coming into his prime and would be less money than Chavaris anyway. Chavaris has already got a certain rate of pay that has to be beaten. Demo doesn't.
Well, in my opinion, and I think other people have said this too, So maybe it's not my opinion on my own, but I agree with this. I think Charizard, Charvarius
Tavares.
Ward, I
Yeah.
think he's one of our best. Yeah, I think he's one of our best quarters that we've
He
had probably
was.
since. Oh man, it's been a long time since we had a decent corner. We'll go back maybe to Deion Sanders.
You know what? I think that's true.
Seriously, we haven't had a really good corner, right? Like maybe Nate Clements, but I mean, he was just a one-hit
He's
wonder for a
okay.
little while. We didn't have him for 2 months, So, I mean, Sherman was long in the tooth. You can't really.
Oh yeah, I
blame
forgot
him,
about
but
Rich. He did
yeah.
play with us. Yeah, he would have been the
So,
best corner we've ever had, but he was a little, like you say, he made mistakes because he was getting up there.
So yeah, I think if we were to go back to the Super Bowl this year and we're playing the Chiefs again, I mean, sooner or later it's got to fall our way, right? We're not Buffalo.
You would
And,
think.
Thought
this one was going to. God.
This one got really close, and there's a lot of rumors that we were going to go into double overtime. We were supposed to go into double overtime supposedly, and George Kittle was supposed to score the touchdown to win the game. I don't know. It's just really weird. Like the offensive line did okay most of the game. They had that brain fart at the end of the game. But you can't really, blame that all on them. CMC had the fumble in the beginning of the game. I know everybody said, Ayuk, but he only had 6 passes out of 9 that he caught. He wasn't getting open.
Hey, Snead.
When he did get open, the ball was already thrown.
Yeah.
Why
Their
did they
defensive
target
backs did a good
Debo
job.
as much as they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and everybody doesn't want to admit that the other defensive back that was covering Ayuk was that good. He shut Ayuk down.
I mean,
Ayuk
all
was
the
coming open
well, he didn't
after
shut him all the way
ball.
down, but
Yeah.
he was keeping it, like you're saying. Brock couldn't get the ball to him. Snead and who was the other guy? Both of them did a great job. They're not both there this year, though. One of them got away.
Ronbo, I think Ayuk only had 6 catches for 49
No,
yards.
that's what I'm saying.
He was targeted 9 times. He didn't. I mean, come on, And then at the end of the game, he came open after the ball was thrown, and it was just like a flop to Jennings, like a prayer. So I don't know. I mean, if we get a chance to play the Chiefs again.
Great defense. What's that coach's name with the Chiefs? The guy. God, what a great game plan.
Or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. And we tried to sign him. We tried to get him to come to our team this year, but he said no. So maybe what everybody's been saying too about go after the guy in Cleveland. I think the Lions old kid Schwartz. Is that his name?
That's the guy that beats Kyle all the time too. I know what you're talking about.
No,
I'm thinking about the guy in Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy. He's
the
head coach
the one
for
that
the Lions.
owns Kyle.
Yeah, go get him. So what's your thoughts on Brandon Staley? Is he really the defensive coordinator without the title, or
we're gonna run out of time, but probably he's next in line, Brian. If Sorensen does so good that somebody asked to pick him up, then we're down to Staley.
I think it's just weird that you hire a head coach to be an assistant to a
It
coordinator.
happens a lot.
But, hey, Ronbo, thanks for having me on. And,
Brian,
everybody,
appreciate your family, and you know this. If you got some time, I'll be back midweek.
All right, I'll try to make it.
All right.
Have a great
Brian,
day.
and Brian, also, are you still running your show? Because
yeah, I'm still running my show, but I changed jobs, so my schedule changed a little bit. And,
Okay.
I'll be back. I'll be back doing my thing here soon. I just gotta get settled in my job. But,
Okay, because I was going to say,
a lot of hours, a lot of overtime.
we need to put you up and let everybody know you're out there. Okay. All right, Brian. I'll be talking to you shortly.
I appreciate
All right.
it. All right, man. Yeah, hit me up in the notifications. We'll talk.
All right, because we still got that to get done. I know what you're talking about. All right, Brian. Have a great night. Be my best of family, too. Yes. Brian's got a great family. All right, let's go check on Ellis again, see if he's still in that checkout. Ellis? Or was Ellis down at the police station being fingerprinted and mugged? Ellis! I'm just kidding. Ellis is the model citizen. Hey, Jalen!
Hey, Ronbo. How's it going?
Jalen.
Cat.
Yeah, Jalen, I asked a question tonight, and it's perfect for you, as Papa Dragon and Big Show just beat me down to the ground and had me bleeding and poured salt on me.
Won't be no beating today, Ronbo. I told you, I'm not bringing up that game anymore. I told you, I'm not bringing it up.
Jalen,
I don't care. I'm here for positiveness, just like Phil.
No, Jalen, there's some sound problem here. You sound like too distant. It doesn't sound clear and loud. Oh, that's a little better.
You can't hear me that well?
This is better now. You must have moved to place. Okay. This is not bad now. I can hear you more clearly.
Yeah, is it still clear?
Yeah, it's loud. I need the volume. I could hear you, but there was no volume. But Jalen, it's okay. I need you to address the subject matter. I'm thinking, are we going to make it in through this season where everybody's waiting on the 49ers? Because they are. I mean, every team in the league now. 49ers think they're going to come in here and run us out of our own damn field. They got a surprise coming. Okay, you already know them dudes.
Hold on, wait, Ronbo. Are you asking? Sorry to cut you off, Ronbo. You asking me to answer basically the thumbnail to your YouTube? Are the 49ers going to be the coach? No, we're not.
Janet just cut to the chase right quick. Okay. Well, now, see, I just need some emphasis on that, and you want to expand upon that and elaborate.
The Super Bowl slump. Super Bowl slump.
Oh, you believe in that as well?
Ronbo.
Okay.
Yeah, it happened to the Eagles. It happened to us the year we lost to the Chiefs. It happened to the Chiefs. They missed the Super Bowl that year with the Bengals. I mean, that Super Bowl slump is a real thing, Ronbo. It'll get you. It'll get you one way or another.
But we've had too many of these. I mean, we went through the NFCC. I mean, we've already been beaten up at the end. I think we're pretty much used to it now. We don't go into trauma.
Ronbo, think of the last two Super Bowls that we lost and look at the season that we had afterwards. That year that we lost to the Broncos, I think that year we lost to the Seahawks. I mean, not the Seahawks. The year we lost to the Baltimore Ravens. I think that next year we lost to the Seahawks in the NFC Championship.
And we looked terrible. And we looked terrible that following year. That's when the complete ownership of the 49ers was taken over by the Hawks. That's true.
And then when we lost to the Chiefs, you remember the revenge tour? We don't even.
That didn't work out well.
Ronbo. That season was terrible. Yeah. So Ronbo, that Super Bowl slump, and I guess somebody said, the Madden curse has been conquered, but that Madden curse, hey man, look. But I digress. I'm here to talk about some positive.
Right? I was getting ready to call you on that. Yes.
Football, Ronbo. I'm here to talk about some positive 49ers fake football. But I ain't going to sit up here and say stuff that ain't true. I don't see us making it to the Super Bowl, Ronbo.
You gave good reasoning. I'm not, but you did say you come into other positives. So that means
the defensive line.
Yeah.
Defensive line took a hit, Ronbo. We don't have a running defense. And we got to remember.
Now, wait a minute, Jay. Now that's based on what? How do you know we don't have one?
But look at how we looked before we lost our top guys. And I mean,
how many top guys? You mentioned year before last.
We're losing. We're not gonna have Ufunga. We're not gonna have.
Wait! Whoa! Who said we were gonna have Ufunga? He may not be healthy though. You might be right.
They're injured. Yeah, they injured, Ron. But we're not gonna have them at least the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season.
Okay, you know what though? We might have a guy that's. I didn't really like Ufunga's run coverage. I kind of like Mustafa. Mustafa looks like a dude that if I'm carrying the ball and I see him waiting, I might think about going another direction. That boy.
But coverage wasn't the problem, Ron. But we couldn't stop the run.
No, I mean I'm talking about guys who come running down. No, I'm talking about guys who do run and come around the corner and think they go keep on going. I want a guy over there that's going to let you know that's not going to happen. Mustafa looks like that kind of guy, even more so than Hufunga actually.
Yeah, but then we lost Armstead, we lost Kinlaw, and we lost Chase Young, Ronbo.
Kinlaw.
Hey, what's good?
Kinlaw was
myself and you. How you doing?
Yo, fam, you got to hold on.
Kinlaw aren't that good against the pass, but I know he was useful against the run. He was big as hell.
Yeah, but did you see any difference in the run when Kinlaw was in the game? He wasn't really stopping the run.
Well, I mean, it wasn't too many times where I was really paying it. I saw him make a lot of plays. Yes, Ronbo. He made a lot of plays on defense in the run this
but
year.
you know,
A lot of
Kinlaw
third
became
down and fourth down stops.
right. I was getting ready to tell you, he's made a better pass rusher last year than he was anything else.
Yeah, but we knew that if he was in there, he helped against the run, Ronbo. Now, if he was out there getting double teamed and getting blown up,
Hey, don't ever mute me.
That's another thing. But Armstead, we can't act
Wait a
like
minute. Jalen, hold on a second. Fam, please, you have
Don't
to stay.
mute me.
I will cut you off and block you. I said you
I
have to
don't
wait.
just fucking call.
All right, get him out. Get him out. Just out and out refuses. Okay. All right, go ahead, Jalen.
Yeah, Armstead. Like, I mean, Armstead. Now, chat. When I say this, they're not on the same level. But Armstead is kind of the same as Trent Williams. Like, when he misses a game, he misses a lot of games. But when he's back, you know that he's back. You know what I mean, Ronbo? Like, when Armstead is out there, you know Armstead is out there.
I know, Jalen, but what are you going to do when you said when he's out there? Eric can't stay out there.
I understand that, Ronbo. He's 31 years old. That happens.
That's why it's not.
He's like an 11-year vet.
That's why they had to make the change they did. Now, I did not appreciate the way they treated him on his way out, but that's the way it is.
Ronbo, I don't like how Cal did Rome by DeForest Buckner, Jimmy Ward, and Eric Armstead. And three of those guys he never drafted. If he would have drafted those guys, I guarantee you he would have treated them a whole lot better. But it was the simple fact that he never had that attachment to them. Like, those were never his guys, Ronbo.
Let's review that for a moment, though. Has Kyle kept everybody that he's drafted? I don't think so, Jalen.
He's given them, if they're good, he's giving them the money. You tell me somebody that we've had that's good that Kyle drafted that Kyle didn't keep.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's another story. I mean, because Kyle couldn't wait to get rid of Dante Pettis. Who else? Solomon got thrown out. He didn't really get thrown out.
He wasn't good. Ruben was bad.
Ruben
Mike
definitely got
McGlinchey,
put out. Yeah.
Mike McGlinchey was bad. That's why he got removed.
Hey, there's a good example. Was Mike McGlinchey good? There's the question. Mike McGlinchey's one of the
he didn't
best.
get a second contract.
Well, the thing is, he was one of the best road graders that the teams had. He just couldn't pass protect.
Ronbo, it's a kid. Ain't no way that's a grown ass man.
I know
on here doing that. That's just a kid, Ronbo. Ain't no way that's a grown ass man with bills and possibly kids coming on here doing that. That's just a kid, Ronbo. Don't ignore him.
No, well, we'll just get him out as fast. We'll get him out as fast as we can. But
but he a kid, Ronbo. You can't knock a kid. You know how kids are, Ronbo. They want to be trolls nowadays, get attention. Probably getting a lot at home.
Right, because if it was a Rams team, I'd be calling in doing all kind of weird things.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But see, it's not about the player that gets drafted by anybody. It's about the player that's got to go because he's no longer useful. They just can't justify paying him.
That's not true, Ronbo. Because how do you not pay DeForest Buckner? We could have found money.
Well, that's another story there. Jay, all these things have different stories behind them. Every team does it. But Jay, our time ran over again. I don't know how time goes by so quickly all the time. I guess because I'm enjoying your company, but we got to go. Jalen, hey, I'll be back Wednesday.
Man, at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyler back running around so he don't need no rest. And Gene D and Rudy can keep coming in here crying like a bunch of bitches, but the 49ers don't be the best.
Night, Jalen. See you Wednesday.
All right, Ronbo. Let me get a Niners shout out.
A Niners! Big J. Jalen comes. Ronbo, what Jalen say? Ain't no negatives, not all positives, Rob. It wasn't bad though. Jalen, he didn't go off a long hard tangent like he sometimes does. Let's check on Ellis again. Hey, yo, Ellis. Yeah, every now and then you can tell when Ellis is really up to his neck in something and can't really get away because the same pattern every time. Are we done? Okay. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. And don't be scared, fam. We have got to endure this together. We have got to remain mentally strong. If the 49ers get all the way to the playoffs, we've got to not be fearful. Other teams are watching us. They're going to clown us. So we got to remain defiant. We've got to keep our arrogance. We've got to continue to tell the Rams and everybody else, fans, we will bury you. It feels good to say that. Don Burr, oh, Donnie. Listen, I gave you respect last year because your team did give us all we could handle. But don't think that's going to happen again. That was one of those things. I'm a little concerned about the Green Bay Packers, of course. And there's always a couple of surprise teams. Tony's team could be a surprise team this year after going what they do. And I call them a surprise because of the fact that they've been where they've been and gone through what they've gone through, and you don't know what to expect. But they've done a good job of stockpiling talents. I don't know, fam. The one thing I can't tolerate and I can't put up with and I will not be able to stand is if the Dallas Cowboys come back and hurt us this year, or the Los Angeles Rams. Either one of those teams, I can almost handle the Hawks rising up to give us trouble. I can even handle the Cardinals because I've always been concerned about them. I've never hated the Arizona Cardinals. But the Rams and the Cowboys, no. Just no. I'll see you Wednesday, though, fam. Hey, thanks for the Constitution tonight, fam. Appreciate that. And please subscribe so we can find you to let you know we'd love you to come and join us. All right? And please hit like. Don't forget to do that. There you go. I'll see you Wednesday. Enjoy this week. And